From St. Mark's High School, Comcast Cable presents High School Wrestling. Tonight it's the 19th annual South Jersey vs. Delaware Senior Wrestling Classic. Hello everyone, with John Vogeding. I'm John Mondelli, and Vogue. The end of a long wrestling season. We bring you back probably a week before Christmas. The dual meet season started, and we wind it down. Snowy. A snowy day in March.
And 60 degrees yesterday and snow today. You go figure that one out. But as you mentioned, our last telecast, our last match that we're doing, and I do this with a tear in my eye, John Mondelli.
Myself, Vogue. That's why I got lost, and it took us a little longer to get here, because I wanted to spend more time with you. You know what I mean? Let's talk about tonight's matches. Now, South Jersey faces this problem every year. Delaware comes in with about 6, 7, 8 state champions, but it doesn't really bother South Jersey.
No, because Delaware is such a small state that a lot of times what you're equating are the state championships they win with, like a regional championship or a regional runner-up in South Jersey. So you can't be afraid of their credentials. You have to respect those credentials, but you can't fear them because, you know, they're very good, and so are the kids that are going to compete against them tonight.
Of course, for South Jersey, they come in with a state champion, Anthony Oreo from Eastern Regional.
Anthony Oreo had just a super year, and of course this was something that was unusual. You pointed out before about a guy taking a year off and then coming back. He had a great football season, led Eastern to a Group 4 sectional championship, and then after being off for a year, comes out and wins the state title this year. So outstanding year for Oreo.
And they have a couple guys that were state runners-up. I mean, we're going to see Trevor Suter, who we've seen for the last 4 years. We're also going to see Zeb Davis, who lost to Anthony Oreo in the final.
That's right. Doug Umahauer originally was supposed to compete. He's the Lenape wrestler that lost to Ryan Goodman of Apsagami in the state final, and he might have got dinged up a little bit, or maybe he had just enough wrestling for this year. But Zeb Davis is also an outstanding wrestler, and you know, very good in his own right, made the state finals. He's also here tonight. Trevor Suter, as you mentioned, probably one of the most heartbreaking losses in the state tournament by a point on what ultimately was a stalling point. Grossly unfair. If anybody you talk to, and of course you told me you were on the forum and saw the same reaction there. So those are three of the highlighters here tonight.
And of course, Gloucester County also represented by 4 other wrestlers, including Suter's teammate David Smith, a couple from Washington Township, and that scoring machine, Honor Arroyo from Delsey.
Honor Arroyo. We're saying what's the over-under on total points tonight, and guaranteed it'll be over 12 points tonight because he's an exciting wrestler to watch. As you mentioned, Mark Ring and Tyler Tisdale, both state place winners this year, had a great year, and David Smith, after finishing 6th in the state last year, comes back and finishes 3rd in the state this year, and just had a great tournament.
Well, it's been South Jersey's match in the past. We'll see how it turns out coming up next on Channel 5. Welcome back to St. Mark's High School in Newark, Delaware. John Mondelli and John Vogeding for the Seniors Classic, the Region 7 and 8 All-Stars against the Delaware All-Stars. Vogue, and we start off right away. Justin Croney of Concord, David Smith from Paulsboro. David Smith, a fine career at Paulsboro, Vogue.
Excellent career, 115 career wins, moved up to the top 10 in the all-time. Fact is, he bumped his brother a spot from the all-time list at Paulsboro. First in the district, first in the region this year, and was 3rd in the state.
Okay, for those of you watching in black and white, the South Jersey team is in the dark uniforms. For those of you watching in color, South Jersey's in the blue uniforms. That's a little joke, Vogue, because why do we have to say color uniforms? And they both have to have gold.
Yes, blue and gold.
Anyway,
that's why they have a red anklet and a green anklet on out
South
there.
Jersey has the red anklet, and of course the Paulsboro wrestler with the Paulsboro red headgear.
Yep. Tom Reynolds is the official on the mat. Both states provide 2 officials. He's the official on the mat, and the official for Delaware is Ross Thomas.
Justin Croney, the 103-pounder for Delaware, career record of 82 and 39.
And of course, David Smith is one of 3 wrestlers from the family competing in this. His brother Danny competed in the year 2000. Jeff competed in the year 2001. Now David in 2004.
And Smith got the takedown and let his man go. He leads 2-1. Just over a minute wrestled in the first period. 18 matches tonight, Vogue. So for those of you watching at home, it's a marathon.
Get a lot of popcorn, a lot of soda there at home.
Right, and
Enjoy the show.
we actually negotiated our contracts for an hourly rate instead of this flat fee. Back to the center, 40 seconds left. We had a stalemate there.
As you mentioned in the opening, it's a shame. 60 degrees yesterday, and today snow and sleet and rain, and it wasn't bad driving down here. The roads weren't bad early. We're kind of concerned going home that they might get a little slippery out there.
The only bad thing, Votes, was those 35 wrong turns I took.
Well, I wasn't going to mention that.
I knew where I was going. It's been so long I forgot. There's Gary McGurn, by the way, the head coach.
You had me fooled.
You
knew
know,
where you were going.
I kept saying, I know when we get to Rosario's. It's an old Italian restaurant I used to go to years ago.
Yeah, I'm sure the weather had something to do with the lack of spectators here tonight.
Smith trying to hold off this takedown, see if he can fight it off. 7 seconds left. Crony's trying to spin around. No takedown yet, and he doesn't get it.
And Smith holding on for dear life, and he goes down the pier with a 2-1 lead. And of course, I know what side of Delaware people are sitting on now.
Delaware's to our right, Vogue, and of course South Jersey to our left. Smith chooses the bottom. That's one of my favorite people in South Jersey walking in right now. Irma Stevenson, Mrs. Paulsboro.
See you on Broad Street.
Yeah. And Mr. Stevenson, we don't.
Walter
carries. He has to be the head of that house. So keep Irma in line once in a while, I hope.
I don't know if they might keep Irma.
I'm sure no one can.
Here comes Smith off the bottom, trying to get a reversal. Crony doing a good job of battling Smith. Of course, if they look a little bit larger than 3-pounders to you, there's a good reason. There is a weight allowance.
There's Irma Stevenson, Vogue, and there's
Walter.
Right in front of her, right behind her son-in-law, Fred Suter, whose son Trevor will be wrestling a little bit later.
Right.
3-1 lead, the escape by Smith.
As I mentioned, they may look a little bit bigger because there is a weight allowance. Delaware finished up our state championships a couple weeks ago, and of course New Jersey this past weekend. And it's tough to tell kids who are holding their weight to hold it for another couple days, so they get an 8-pound allowance to their weight. And if they violate that by a pound or two,
I'd be violating that by about 7 or 8 pounds, Vogue.
It is a meet that's held with the best intentions. It's a scholarship raiser for both sides. So for a pound or two different, we let them wrestle and have fun. It's a fun meet.
Smith got the early takedown, but he's trying to fight off another takedown attack by Crony. Crony from Concord High School.
And of course, if David Smith had a weak area in his repertoire this year, it was battling on his feet. He wasn't as strong there as he was coming off the bottom. He's got a good series where he can come off the bottom, and if he can get a hold of you, he can put you on your back.
Nice job, though, coming back in the third place. The consolations finishing third in the state tournament.
I did a super job. Great way to end his career at Paulsboro with a third place finish in the state tournament.
4 seconds. Crony's not going to get the takedown here, so Smith's going to go into the third with a 3-1 lead. Crony will have his choice.
As we mentioned, brother Danny Smith, who wrestled for Washington Township in the year 2000, won by a fall here. And then in 2001, Jeff Smith, who was at Paulsboro after the family moved, he won 5-2. So the Smith family has a pin and a decision. This is the third Smith brother to wrestle. David Smith on top, trying to bar the arm a little now. He's got the arm trapped a little bit. Referee Tom Reynolds looking in to trying to get them to give me a little bit more action. Comes down to conditioning at this point.
Nice job by Smith on the top, too.
Well, breaking this man down. He's was trying to bar the arm there a little bit, but there's an attempt at a Granby by Crony. Smith stayed right with it. Wouldn't let him complete it. Just over a minute to go in the final period. A big takedown in the first period, the difference right now in the scoring.
And here's the escape. Now it's 3-2.
Tony trying to spin around behind.
And he's looking at his coaching staff, trying to get some direction.
Right? They're telling him to spin behind. Kind of a stalemate situation right now.
There's a stalemate, 19 seconds left.
Now Smith's got to try and spin.
Smith might get the takedown late, and he might get some back points here.
Nothing yet. Now he's got the takedown. He's got to count.
Looks like a 2-2 vote, so he'll win 7-2.
There you go. Keeps the Smith family tradition alive.
And South Jersey takes a 3-0 lead. Nice job by Crony there, fighting to the end. First Vogeding 19th annual, and South Jersey owns this tournament. I think that they lost the first one and only lost maybe 1 or 2 since.
Yeah, I think three wins by Delaware in the series.
Delaware won in '86 the first year.
All right.
Won in '92, and they also won in 1997. We get ready for 112 pounds.
112.
This should see some excitement here, John.
High School, New Jersey. Honor Arroyo from Delsey High.
Honor Arroyo.
And Sean Correa. Of course, Correa wrestling at 112 today, 98-39 in his career votes, but he was the state champ at 119. Yeah, so taking advantage of that weight allowance.
A little bit of a juggling goes on in this, and of course Honor Arroyo was small earlier in the year, and he still looks small to me. But he's a wild man out there.
Yeah, somehow I think the crowd will wake up a little bit. There we go. We see an old gold uniform, yellow uniform now.
Yes.
For Sean Correa, Cesar Rodney. No score. South Jersey leads 3-0. We're at 112.
Delaware team coached by Jason Bastianelli of St. Mark's, Vic Leonard of A.I. DuPont, Dickie Howell of Cesar Rodney.
Arroyo in a little bit of trouble, Vogt.
He got thrown on his back. He's got to fight out. And out he fights.
4-0 lead for Correa.
Willis Thomas, the official on the mat, and his assistant is Eric Love from South Jersey.
I believe West Stepford votes.
Yep. No,
more back points.
More back points. Oh my. Oh brother. Might be a little bit too much of a weight differential here.
Seven nothing now. And the first period ends. Sean Correa with a 7-0 lead. Like Coach Cunningham was telling him to take the neutral. He wanted to go down. Find out if it's a wise move.
Well, there is a huge difference in the size between the two. Well, usually pretty explosive off the bottom. He hasn't shown that explosiveness yet. Correa throwing the legs in, trying to get a armbar series going. He'll try and pry his man over. He's got him pried over. Oh my. Will's in a lot of trouble, John. A lot of trouble. Oh my.
It'll be at least 10-0 after this flurry if it's not over.
Well, battling, but I think the size differential's got him in this match. As you mentioned, a 10-0 deficit now. Correa keeps the legs in, keeps trying to pry Arroyo over again. He's going to break the plane again. More back points coming. Nice job from Arroyo not to give up.
Trying to free up that leg and get the reversal. It's now 12-0.
2 back points. It makes it 12-0, as you mentioned. Arroyo trying to free himself. He's got the reversal. It's on Arroyo, 32-5 this year for Delsey. 68-29 in his career there. A 2-time District 31 champion. 3rd in Region 8 this year.
There's a reversal now. It's 14-2. So a reversal at the buzzer for Correa. I don't know about bumping your 19-pound state champion down, even with the weight allowance, to 12. I don't think that was a good move. Just in an all-star match, I thought, unless there was no way you can get a 12-pounder vote.
Yeah.
There's a reversal. Now 14-4. I'm sure those letters are going to come in from Delaware now. Stalling on Arroyo.
Yeah, he's only losing by 10 points, and this official wants to call stalling against. Supposed to be a fun match.
And yes, if you are watching in Delaware, we are homies. 120 to wrestle, 10-point lead for Correa. Well, Voch, I got to admit, I was upset from the beginning when I found out again that we would not get the Cape Atlantic, or a lot of the Cape Atlantic wrestlers due to their banquet, because we have 2 state champions, Bridge and Goodman's ranked #1 in the country. I mean, nice little showcase for New Jersey wrestling if they could have been here.
Yeah, it would have been very nice, and every senior is given the opportunity to fill out paperwork. None was filled out by the Absegami wrestlers, and Gene Barber, I asked him to ask us wrestlers about that before I left Region 8, and when I went down to Atlantic City on Friday night, he came over to me and said that he mentioned it to them, and they said they'd rather go to the banquet, so that was their decision.
Right.
But the way the procedure starts in the first place is the wrestlers, senior wrestlers, are given paperwork to fill out down in the regional locations, Region 7 and Region 8. You see Arroyo taking a blood timeout, it looks like.
Right.
Being tended, well, he's back out already.
I do want to mention, though, Voch, that we do have 2 wrestlers from the Cape Atlantic, Brendan Byrne from Lower Cape May and Frank McGrath from St. Augustine, as we continue wrestling.
Eric Simonson, the Lower Cape May coach. Arroyo just tried a headlock, and with a guy that big a difference in him, it's very, very hard to get that, but Arroyo's a warrior, and he'll try anything. Eric Simonson, the head coach from Lower Cape May, when he turned in the paperwork on Brendan Byrne, he said he knows that the banquet's that night, but he'd much rather go out and wrestle than go to a banquet.
One last time, absolutely. And a nice job by Arroyo. Gets the late takedown, did not give up, only gives up 4 Voch. With 3 seconds left, the final score will be 15-6.
Right.
In favor of Correa. It's 4-3 Delaware. We'll be right back. Back at St. Mark's High School. We get ready for 119 pounds.
At 119 for Delaware.
Waiting for the announcement of the wrestler.
It's Drummond.
Thomas Drummond and Kyle Milanese.
Right, and Drummond is a guy that was listed on the original roster, was sent to us as a 125-pounder. So here again, I think you can see a little bit of a size differential out there. Milanese, a 19-pounder and a very good one this year. If it wasn't for a wrestler by the name of Noddy from Holy Cross, Milanese might have gone even further in state as it was. He ended up third in the state and beat Brian Tracy of Paulsboro in that third-place consolation match.
Ryan has Drummond in a little bit of trouble early.
Well, again, you see a big size differential there, so Milanese is experienced. He's a Delaware high school wrestler. This year, 35 wins, 5 losses, 117 wins and 12 losses in his career. 3-time District 26 champion, 2-time Region 7 champion, 2 times 5th in the state and 3rd in the state this last year.
And of course, 4 of those 5 losses to Noddy, as you talked about this year.
Yep. And of course, you mentioned earlier about the Absegami wrestlers missing, and there's another wrestler that we would like to have had on the team, Ricky Wilcox of Buna. And the thing is, we ran into the same situation last year, and it was mentioned to those coaches that we're losing kids for this meet because they have the banquet scheduled. And one of the coaches said he would go talk to the AD and see if they couldn't get it. But ADs, apparently when they have a banquet, will just schedule it at a catering place for the same date the following year, the corresponding date. So I don't think anybody really did their homework and helped our cause. I did mention it to the Absegami AD this year at the Region 8 seating meeting, and he's going to try and get a change next year because it was too late for this year. Okay. But we do lose some quality wrestlers because of that.
And that's not a knock against anybody else, but I mean, when you have the #1 kid in the country,
yes,
it's nice to have him out there.
Yeah, nice showcase. And of course, we didn't have Zach Aaron last year from Paulsboro in the All-Star meet, which was held at Paulsboro, because Zach Aaron never turned any paperwork in. So, it's up to them. Some of them have had enough wrestling by the time you reach this point in the season.
I'm one of them, Vogt. We'll stick it out for one more. Milanese trying for the takedown. He has 20 seconds to get it, and he got it.
Got the takedown before Drummond could get out of bounds. Eric Love is the official on the mat from South Jersey, and his counterpoint, the assistant, is Ed John Vinay. John Vinay. He's been doing this for a number of years now.
I thought Drummond thought he was going to get a water break, Vogt.
No water breaks. 21 seconds. See if Milanese, who's definitely the smaller of the two, can keep his man down. Sit out attempt. Granby attempt.
Got to watch he doesn't get reversed.
And he does get the reversal. Ties it up 2-2. Milanese.
He's looking for the reverse, and he might get it.
He's got the reversal right there.
4-2.
4 seconds left in the period.
Nice flurry in the last 20 seconds. We saw 6 points.
Yep.
Drummond coming in 92-33 in his career. Of course, all seniors in this.
Yes. You see a break situation here where he is, was that a blood break? Guy with the glasses on is Vic Leonard from AI DuPont. The blonde-haired coach is Jason Bastianelli of St. Mark's, and I believe the other coach is Don Parsley from Milford.
Big coaching staffs here.
Hope I have that correct.
Close, folks. You got all the names.
We were talking earlier, John, about some of the people who have competed for South Jersey over the years, and quite a few guys are now in the coaching ranks who wrestled in this meet. Back in 1987, Wayne Rochelle, who was the head coach at Pittman for a few years before giving up this year to Billy Chiaffi, he wrestled on that team. Joe Hollywood, the head coach at Deptford, wrestled on that team. Rich Scarpa of Vineland is now the coach at Vineland, and Dean Duke of Paulsboro, the #1 assistant to Paul Marina at Paulsboro, wrestled on that 97 team. Angelo DeJoseph, an assistant at Delsey, wrestled in 88. Mike Ahern, previously the head coach at Sterling, wrestled on the 89 team. Now he's an assistant now at Lenape. Eric Saunders, the original head coach at Lindenwold, wrestled on that 89 team. And we'll mention some others as we go along.
All right, we get ready to start second period. Drummond on the bottom. Last time on that position, he got 2 for reversal.
Milanese doing a fine job of riding him. This is Drummond on the mat. A little bit of shuffling from the original lineup that was given to us. Thomas Drummond of Milford High School.
6-2. The back points.
Interesting to look at the high school names, John, because we don't normally see them until this meet. Concord High School, Caesar Rodney, Smyrna, Hodgson, Milford, AI DuPont, Brandywine, Laurel, and of course Polytech.
A couple wrestlers from St. Mark's.
Hey, I was just going to say, there's 2 wrestlers from St. Mark's. Usually there's more, but this year there are only 2. They must have a young team this year.
And they're always in the beast.
Yes, they are.
33 seconds, 6-2 lead for Milanese. David Smith with the 7-2 decision at 103 got things going for Region 7 and 8. Delaware came back at 112 pounds with a 15-6 win. We're now at 119.
And Kyle Milanese doing a very, very
workmanlike
good job.
Right? I thought that's what we're going for. Nice job riding his guy out, getting a couple points in the process. 6-2 lead as we go into the third. He'll have his choice, and he'll take bottom.
Neutral is the call.
Neutral. But I think Milanese is saying he deferred. Now we're a question of whose choice it is, isn't it?
Winning 6-2.
We have a question of whose choice it is here.
That's what Milanese is telling the official, Eric Love. He said, I deferred to. No? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, it is Milanese's choice.
Yeah. Good try if you can get away with it, huh?
Yeah.
Drummond on top, Milanese on the bottom. Period number 3 begins. 4-3 lead for Delaware. Milanese leads 6-2.
Got to be careful. You sit still like that. A good wrestler is going to try and pull you back and expose your back. Milanese now moving. Trying to get wrist control. He gets a wrist and a leg. You might see an attempt at a Peterson. Here it comes. No. Referee Love originally gave a 2 for the Peterson. Didn't have it, so now he gives the 2 for the good reversal.
Now 8-2.
Sometimes when you anticipate a move, you can't throw those fingers up too quick. Eric Love corrected himself right away.
Trying to turn his man. Here we go.
Nice cradle.
He worked that nice, Vogue.
He got to get 2 points out of it, I believe. It is 2 back points.
10-2, so he has an 8-point lead. Major decision territory.
Right now, counteracting that major decision that Delaware got at 112 pounds.
.40 seconds.
It's a reach out and grab that. Well, so he's going to try and grab the wrist and break the man down to his back, but now he's just throwing his hips in doing. Very methodical performance by Kyle Milanese.
Right.
Of course, for the seniors, this is always a nice way to go out. If you happen to lose your last match at the state tournament, or if you happen to not place as high as you wanted, here's an opportunity to get on the mat one more time as a senior and go out with another feather in your cap.
10-2 win for Kyle Milanese. It is now 7-4 South Jersey. See what happens here at 119 or 125. I guess it would be 125.
Should be the 125 wild card.
We'll find out. It should be either Ryan McLaughlin or Mike Crane. And it's Michael Crane.
From New Jersey, Scott Menudo. And Delaware's Michael Crane.
Michael Crane and Scott Menudo. And when they first announced this, John, I noticed when they were introducing them, they labeled this as a 125, a wild card.
Scott Menudo, 24-6 this year, 75-15 in his career for Crane. 102-16 in his career, and he was a state champ, Vogue.
Wow. Of course, Scott Menudo, the son of Russ Menudo, the Lenape High School wrestling coach, who coached his final match on Saturday in the state or Sunday in the state tournament He is retiring as a coach this year. An outstanding career for Russ Menudo.
What is it, Voge? I think in the history of Lenape, only 3 head coaches, something like that.
That is correct. Hank Schneff was the original coach at Lenape High School. He coached for a few years, and then they enticed Sam Evangelista to leave Paulsboro and move up into the Medford Village area, a nice log cabin home up there. And
that's where the whole transfer thing started, Voge. You know what I mean? Paulsboro lost their guy to Lenape.
He took over the program. Russ Menudo came in as an assistant to Evangelista, and then when Evangelista stepped down, Menudo stepped up. Menudo, quite a wrestler in his day at Rancocas Valley Regional High School.
And by the way, things worked out pretty good for Paulsboro, huh? Frederick and Marina following Evangelista.
That's what you have to look at. I mean, you have to say, oh my God, you know, Evangelista was second in the state when he wrestled in high school, went to Gettysburg, came back, and was an outstanding wrestling official. And when Ed Pizzuaro retired, Evangelista was talking to taking a job. I thought he was going to take it for a year or two, but he liked it, stayed with it. And then, of course, when he left, they enticed him to go up to Lenape. They went after this former Woodbury High School wrestler who went to school down at Guilford in North Carolina. And he came up, and I can remember Tyrone Hamilton, who was on that first team that Frederick had, thinking that they brought a Southerner in, and he thought he was in for a lot of trouble. But, boy, he fell in love with Frederick in a hurry. Of course, the rest is history. Frederick went through his career at Paulsboro, I think 15 years, only lost like
6 matches.
Six matches.
And a tie or something like that.
Yeah. Lost 3 matches the first year, John.
Yeah. I was going to say, what didn't Evangelista lose 9 one year in the 60s? Weren't they like 4-9 maybe?
Yes. 1967.
Yeah, I think so.
I was his assistant that year.
Yeah, well, that explains
that why you
a lot.
Brought that up?
No, that explains a lot, though. What are you going to do? Scoreless, 25 seconds left in the first period.
Of course, as we mentioned his name before, John Venet is the official on the mat. Tom Reynolds, who recently retired as a police detective in the Voorhees Township area, is the assistant. Yeah, Bob Frederick crafted teams, John, that won the
takedown for Crane at the buzzer.
Yeah. If they had been inbounds, he would have gotten back points as well. Headlock takedown.
So a 2-0 lead.
Frederick had teams at 184 in a row. The streak was broken by Rancocas Valley, and then his team turned right around at 196 in a row. Before it was broken by Cherry Hill East. And of course, when he turned the team over to Paul Marina, he's had an outstanding career as a coach as well.
You think so? I'm just saying. I think that goes without saying, huh?
I had a great year this year with a very young team. The only 2 losses they had were to the state Group 4 champion Absegami High School, which is doing a great job under Gene Barber, a Paulsboro graduate.
And the runner-up in Group 4 is their only other loss.
And the other losses to Jackson, coached by Scott Goodale, who was a great wrestler at Jackson himself. That's not bad, going through a season and losing only to the Group 4 state champion, the Group 4 state runner-up, and of course beating the Group 3 state champion Phillipsburg quite handily. And I know you noticed in the States, in one of the matches that Brian Tracy had, he beat that Robert All of Phillipsburg like 11-8.
Right.
And had lost to him 7-1 in that dual meet, that Paulsboro-Phillipsburg dual meet.
Which is always nice to see a kid come back after, getting it handed to him pretty handily, don't you think, in that dual meet?
Oh, yeah.
And not a lot of times a kid might come in and intimidate it, and he's only a sophomore, and he came in, and I guess it obviously didn't bother him, Voge.
Okay, one area that Brian Tracy has to work on is physical strength, because I think he has everything else that's necessary to be a high state place winner. He has great technique. He has good mat sense.
Well, he did finish 4th in the state. We're going to have some back points here. Count.
Yeah,
you disagree with that, I think.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I disagree because he put himself on his back on a roll through, and the guy didn't really plan him there.
Well, it's 4-1. They did give Menudo the escape. 4-1 lead.
Of course, John Venet was, I think, the official on the mat several years back when Hamilton's Jimmy Serlani had a pin in the very last bout and wasn't called. And that was one of the few times that South Jersey lost to Delaware.
Yeah, he only won 11-10 there, so I guess it was 34-32. So they would have gave him the pin, they would have won the match.
Yeah, and you know, quite frankly, I think Serlani ran out of gas near the end, but he expended a lot of energy putting the guy on his back and had him planted pretty good.
Another takedown in some trouble here. See if Menudo can fight his way out of this one.
Michael Crane, as you mentioned, a two-time state champion for Delaware.
I just said a state champ. Is he a two-time state champ?
Two-time state champ, 2003, 2004.
Okay.
Of course, he was scheduled to wrestle at 119, and he's wrestling 125, so he either gained a lot of weight or...
At the end of 2, Delaware
has a 6-2 lead as we head into the third period.
Two coaches up at the side of the mat, Dickie Howe and Jason Bastianelli, both up there screaming that they see something they think the official should call. I guess as far as the reversal is concerned. Crane's not going to need any help in getting a call because he threw his hips in, worked himself around. He has a reversal and an 8-2 lead.
I could have made that call there, though, Vogt.
I know you could have. He's becoming quite astute at calling these matches, you know.
I don't want to be an official, though. 8-2, I guess isn't that decision now? Do you let him go try and take him down, or what do you think?
Well, he's got that Hamilton ride in, which is pulling your arm between the legs. Now, if he lifts him and gets an opportunity to throw a half, then he can turn his man, or else he's got to try and tilt series.
That's what they're telling him from the bleachers. There he goes.
There goes the half in. If he drives him over, well, he's got him exposed there. He's got him almost planted there. Oh, my. Menudo's in deep trouble. Oh, brother.
He won't get pinned like that.
I was only keep that inside shoulder blade up, but that's going to be tough for 40 seconds. He fights his way out of it.
11-2. So we're looking at a major right now.
Decision, yep.
Trying again, Vogt, one more time. See if he has enough time. 10 seconds left.
Time for a near side cradle.
Got to bring him back in, though.
Yep, Menudo knows where he is. He's going to try and get himself on the out of bounds side, and he does.
Time runs out, 11-2. We'll take a break. It is 8-7 Delaware.
Versus New Jersey, Brendan.
Back at St. Mark's High School, Newark, Delaware. The South Jersey Region 7 All-Stars against the Delaware All-Stars in the Senior Classic. And we have Ryan McLaughlin and Brendan Byrne at 125.
My favorite politician.
Byrne with the takedown and the 2-0 lead. Now the escape, Vogt, 2-1.
Brendan Byrne from Lower Cape May Regional High School. 29-4 this last year, 97-26 in his career. First in District 27, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd in Region 8. He's had a very good career.
McLaughlin coming in, 134 wins in his career, 27 losses, 3rd in the state. Nice ride for Brendan Byrne coming from Lower Cape May, Vogt.
Well, there again, I think that's a tribute to the coach, a tribute to the wrestler. I mean, you can't come any further to wrestle for Region 7 and 8 than from Lower Cape May, John.
Byrne's going to try and spin around. Got to watch out that he doesn't get taken down, though. And he does.
Yep.
3-2. McLaughlin. Always take that KMA ferry, Vogt. I think it'd take you way out by Rehoboth Beach, though.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be as quick a route here as, of course, the way you went tonight. They might have got here quicker by the ferry.
I would have took the chopper. The floor. I was looking at your directions, Voj, knowing that there definitely was a quicker way than that. That's what threw me off. You had the wrong directions.
I had good directions to get here. They were just long directions, and I got them right from the Delaware correspondent.
That sent us by way of Albuquerque.
I know.
It was out there. So I figured, let's take a shot.
We won't come here.
I'll tell you,
that way.
Our way home will be a lot quicker. 3-2 lead.
That was Don Parsley, the Milford coach, talking to McLaughlin. Tom Reynolds is the official on the mat.
Byrne gets the escape. We're right where we started, 3-3. Well, we didn't start at 3-3, but I meant even.
Even.
Yeah, just in case. For those of you scoring at home. Why? Anyway, 25 seconds left.
Byrne tries to step through and get a trip, and he might have hurt himself on that. Timeout is called. So Gary McGurn and Mike Cunningham coming over from the Region 7 and 8 team.
Injury time, what, Voj? Minute 30?
Minute and a half, and it doesn't look like he's going to continue. If first impressions are any indication, Frank Pulio, the last one into the picture. State champion in his own right back at West Effort High School years ago.
One of my favorite people, Voj. I asked if he was going to go out there at 119 if we needed a 19-pounder. He said, you think I could slide in there?
Wow. Brendan Byrne looks like he's going to continue. Give him a lot of credit for that.
First thought, Brendan Byrne's thinking, boy, that chicken cordon bleu really would have tasted good tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe I made the wrong call. But give him credit, right back out.
Interestingly, John, they did a survey on Saturday. They asked all the state finalists to report to a room to have a weight check done. And I don't know what the outcome of that was, but I was talking to Trevor Suter about it. He said he was actually underweight, under his 160 pounds for that state final. But he said he couldn't wait. Once that day was over, he ate about 8 tacos.
Hey, let's go. Right where we want it, Ron. Right where we want it.
Can't be easy. Here we go, starting second period. Byrne on the bottom.
Stands up. It's going to be a stall call pretty quick. And drops down to the mat, tries to reach through and grab a leg, see if he can't work up at Peterson. But you see the top wrestler blocking his right arm.
There we go, there's the
Breaks
escape.
free.
Almost looked like Byrne could get the one any time. He was just looking for more at those.
I think he was trying to complete the reversal if he could, and of course McLaughlin had his right arm, the right arm of McLaughlin blocked. I think he was trying to set up a Peterson, but he couldn't get that right arm in position. So he wants to be careful about that trip series again because that's how he got hurt the last time. There's McLaughlin so much.
Y'all look bigger.
Yeah. I thought it was just a little bit taller too, but I noticed when they walk back to the center of the mat, they're almost equal in height. Stockton tries to spin behind his man. As I mentioned before, Delaware State Championships were a couple of weeks ago, so they not only have had time to train and pick a team, but actually have wrestle-offs to pick a team. I think they're getting a little bit tired of coming out on the short end of the score, and of course a lot of these Region 7-8 guys actually had 2 wrestlers who had turned in paperwork to say they would compete and then change their minds after Sunday afternoon. So it is a tough emotional weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, to go through the New Jersey State Championships and then have enough desire left to come out one more time.
7 seconds left, 4-3 lead for Byrne. And we'll will go to the third. It's interesting because Byrne, Vogue, wrestled 119. He wasn't even a 25-pounder.
Yeah.
At the end of 2 periods, Brandon Burns leads
And he's just going to let
4-3.
Blackman go right away.
That's a smart thing to do.
Not as now he is. 4-4. It's going to come down to a takedown probably.
That's a move we saw Robert Hall execute 2 years ago against Brian Tracy,
Yep.
where he indicated a freestyle start. You see Burns spin behind, pick up an ankle, and get a takedown. Indicated a freestyle start. When Tracy relaxed just a little bit, all pounced right on him and got a move to turn him to his back for the winning points.
6-4 lead now for Brendan Byrne.
We have seen wrestlers do that in the past where they indicate a freestyle start, and if you don't move quickly on the bottom, they can pounce on you and get a good cradle and some kind of a move to turn you to your back.
6-5.
And with 1:08 to go, Brendan Byrne next will have to be very, very careful about how he works on his feet. He doesn't want to get called for a stalling warning.
Yeah, something we haven't heard today, huh?
Well, we had that one stalling warning
earlier.
earlier, yeah, but Tom Reynolds usually lets the kids compete and is not as quick to give stall calls as some other officials in the state of New Jersey.
.65 lead for Byrne, 40 seconds left. Time running out. Rockland's got to go for the move. He's the one that needs the points. See both guys looking up at the clock.
Yeah.
As they lock up, we'll go stalemate, 12 seconds left.
What Brendan Byrne has to do is keep her getting taken down. He wins the match by a point.
And that's it. 8-7. Brendan Byrne.
Nice job by Byrne.
10-8 lead for Region 7-8. Bring us to 130 pounds. Should be Corey Trainer and Wes Julig.
Wes Julig of Lenape High School. Another of Russ Menudo's wrestlers this year. Lenape Regionals, 36-3 this year, 90 wins and 29 losses in his career. First in District 27, third in Region 7 last year. Second in the district, first in the region this year, and fifth in the state this year.
Yeah, I watched that fifth place match. Nice win for him.
Brandywine High School. And from Lenape, New Jersey, Wes Julie.
First Trainer, 110-43. He was a three-time state place finisher in the state of Delaware. Trainer coming from Brandywine. 130 pounds.
Brandywine High School. There used to be a racetrack there years ago called Brandywine Racetrack. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, Voch. Actually, I do. I think I went there once, to be honest with you.
No longer there. Became a development.
The second of 3 Lenape wrestlers we're going to see tonight.
Lenape over the years had 5 wrestlers previously compete in this tournament. Did a nice job with their little program here in a short amount of time, John. We emailed them all the results of the matches since the very first year, and so anybody that came tonight got a little program, got the history of the tournament with the wrestlers' names and the high schools they wrestle for in New Jersey and Delaware.
Nice takedown by Julik, 2-0 lead.
Oh, he tries to go right for back points. Got a little bit of a cradle on. He's got to be careful. Get his hips out. He's fine. He's got back points coming.
Yeah, so he'll have at least a 5-0 lead after this move.
This is Ross Thomas, the official from Delaware, being assisted by Eric Love. The near side shoulder is up, so can't pin his man that way unless he tries to get his hips out, gets that left shoulder of Trainer closer to the mat. And 8 seconds to go, I wouldn't let it go. I just take a peek at the clock.
And he's looking right at the clock. Or you, Voj. I don't know what he's looking at. He's either looking right at the clock over your head or looking right at you.
And a 5-0 lead.
Well, Voj, the last arena, gym that I'll be in till the end of the month. David Bowie concert. I have an extra ticket. You want to go?
Who?
Come on, man. Diamond Dogs.
Diamond Dog?
Anyway, second period, 5-0 lead, West Julich.
They use sticks and pucks with that?
Nah.
I just can't wait for that baseball season to open so we can go to that Citizens Bank Park and see a game over there with the Phillies.
Oh, yeah. Can't
And
wait.
then next fall, you'll be taking me to an Eagles game.
Yeah, those tickets are easy to come by. If any of my buddies give their tickets away, Voj, you're in there.
I thought you promised me a trip to the Eagles next fall.
I will, man. Next time they're in concert, we're going.
Hey, they're paved their way to the Super Bowl today with the acquisition of T.O.
Yeah. I can't wait. Get my tickets now.
Of course, as he becomes as aggravating as IA, we don't stand much of a chance.
AI.
Whatever.
Yeah, okay. It's basketball, right, Voj? Who cares? 5-0 lead. West Julich in control with a strong first period. No one scored here in the second. We go back to the center. 10-8 lead, South Jersey.
Kind of an emotional state tournament for Coach Russ Menudo in his final appearance.
Yeah, Voj, we talked about that on our wrestling show. I mean, he had a chance to send two guys out into the finals. Came up on the short end of the stick both times, but just a terrific career. And, you know, nice to see him win the Coach of the Year in the state of New Jersey.
Yes. Great double leg shot by Trainer. He's in deep on it, but Julich, the veteran that he is, grabs the ankles, and if he can hold on that way.
He can step over. He might get the takedown.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he stepped over with his hipped over, good hip action, stepped over, got the takedown. Now he's going for a near side cradle.
Question is, will he have enough time? 5 seconds.
Don't think we'll have enough time to get him over.
Nope. So a 7-0 lead. We go to period number 3. Interesting though, Voj. Trainer took neutral,
right,
in the second.
At the end of
And I guess that's what we're going to wait. We're going to go that way in the third. I noticed that a lot when I did the EIWAs. The wrestlers like working off their feet more than they would take to bottom.
Yeah, well, in college wrestling, it's very, very hard to hold somebody down when you're on top. So, yeah, rather than have let the guy escape, and you're going to have to take him down anyway. So a lot of times they'll start right from that neutral position to begin with. They'd rather take a guy down, get to 2 points, than give him the 1 and try and take him down again. College wrestling is a lot of it's done on the feet. That's why it's not a good television sport, John, because it actually seems boring, but they're so highly skilled. Those wrestlers are very equal. 2 point, no point given on that. Their feet were out of bounds.
And the opposite of that, Voj, is, and we did this a couple weeks ago, when we ran the segment with Larry Smashy in his state final against Harrington of Hunter and Central.
Right.
I think out of the 6 minutes, 5.5 were on the mat.
Yeah.
They were hardly on their feet. There's a stall warning against Julich. Second stall call we've gotten the whole night.
Yeah, Julich taking all the shots, leading 7-0, and he gets called for stalling. That makes a lot of sense.
Forces him to take a shot. He almost got a takedown. They're probably going to go back to the center, and that's what we're going to do here with 49 seconds left. 7-0 lead, West Julich. 130 pounds I have.
Yeah, they have it up wrong on the clock. They have 125 pounds up there on the clock.
There's Trainer trying to get the takedown.
He's in on it. He's got the 2. Because Julie reaching around for the ankles again. And if he can throw his hips across, he's trying the same move that got him in good position before. Here he comes. They're going to go out of bounds.
18 seconds.
Inbounds, he would have had points there, John.
Well, he needs 3 in 18 seconds for a major.
Don't think he'll get that. But then again, I didn't think Billy Shirasensi would get a takedown in the district tournament, which he did at the last second to force the overtime.
And that's how it's going to end, votes. 7-2, West Julig. So it's now 13-8 South Jersey. We'll take a break and be right back. Okay, we're back at 135 pounds. Paul Schleep of Timber Creek. And it looks like he's going to get the takedown right there.
He does have the takedown. And the first wrestler from in Timber Creek history to compete in this all-star meet, because they're only 3 years old as a high school. And that's Paul Schleep, 25-4 this year in his senior year, 104 wins, 25 losses in his career, two-time District 30 champion, second and first in Region 8. And a 8th in the state last year as a junior.
You know, I work at the Gloucester County Institute of Technology, Voj, and Paul Schleep's cousin is a student there, has been telling me about this kid for the last couple of years. And really came on last year, made it to the region finals against Nick Bridge, and then this year he won it regions. Nice season. Now helping out at 135 because he wrestled at 130.
Yes. Bobby Otwell is from Laurel High School, is the Delaware wrestler.
Right, 77 and 43 in his career.
Now, the situation here, John, is that a wrestler from Cinnaminson originally had agreed to compete in the meet, and then must have gotten hurt a little bit in the state tournament, so he pulled out, and Gary McGurn, the Bishop Eustace prep coach, who's on the executive committee of the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame, had to go scurrying for a wrestler replacement and got a hold of Rob Milofsky, the former Highland wrestler, now the athletic director at Timber Creek, and got a hold of Schleep and got him in the meet.
I think Milofsky's on the other side of the, I guess right on a direct angle with you, Voj. Second row, watching on as his wrestlers on the mat with a 4-1 lead.
Yep, in the second row over there, right opposite the South Jersey bench.
Yeah, remember we brought up Milofsky in that classic match he had with Jason Suter at Vineland High School in the region finals back in, I guess, 85.
Yeah.
13 seconds left in the period. Schleep with a 4-1 lead. And wrestling 135 here is really tough because you're really a 130 pounder, and plus there's a weight allowance. So these guys.
Well, like I say, there are some of them that are obviously physically bigger than the Region 7-8 wrestlers here. But again, you know, as long as nobody gets hurt by it, it's a meet for a good cause, a scholarship fundraiser. I'm surprised. Somebody said that there were no concession stand open tonight.
Just vending machines.
Vending machines. You can make a killing on this meet if you had some nice juicy hot dogs out there and fresh hamburgers.
My diet starts tomorrow, Voj. I promised family that I would start getting on a diet once the season ended. I'm back to a normal schedule. So
another escape by Otwell.
4-2 lead.
Schleep taking a shot.
Timber Creek, Voj. What's the mascot? I know the answer.
The Timber Creek, no, it's not the Chargers. I think
it is the Chargers.
Oh, it is the Chargers?
No, you got me doubting myself. I was just going to say the Chargers. So, yeah, it's got to be.
A knight on a horse?
San Diego. It's the Chargers.
A lightning bolt. That's right. Lindenwold's the Lions, right?
Correct.
If these new schools come out, you have to start memorizing your mascots or your nicknames all over again. Timber Creek, of course, in the same school district as Triton and Highland. Black Horse Pike Regional School District.
Nice shot, man. That's nice.
Good job by Schleep.
Nice low shot, grabbed the ankle. 6-2 lead. What's interesting is, of course, Highlands in the Tri-County Conference. Timber Creek and Triton staying in the Olympic, right?
Yes. We might mention that these wrestlers showed up at Paulsboro last night to get their uniforms and warm-ups and a traveling bag with them so that it would save time tonight trying to figure out which uniform to put on. They get that traveling bag thanks to Circle Systems, donated the bags. The South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame gives the wrestlers each a shirt, and Dean Sizemore kicks in and provides a t-shirt for them.
Nice of Dean, 6-3 lead for Schleep.
And we take a picture on Monday night of those wrestlers who are there. 2 wrestlers couldn't be at the picture-taking session, the 2 Eastern wrestlers, because they had a mandatory senior class trip meeting they had to go to.
Another great feet, isn't he, Voj?
Yes, he is.
8-3, he's going to let him go and go for the major now. Take him down, let him go, 8-4. Confident on his feet. Let's definitely get his moves from his cousin.
Schleep does?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you might be right.
It's that, look at that.
Oh, nice move. And he's going to take him right to his back. So you know he gets the takedown, he's going to get back points. Oh, my, what a great move. Oh, brother. Oh, my. If he gets that tight, he winds up the arms. Oh, my.
1:11 left in the third. A pin. It's now 19-8. South Jersey.
4:49. Great job by Schleep.
We go to 140. Should be Josh McGregor.
And that Andrew Coles from Eastern High School.
All right, McGregor from Cesar Rodney. 110 and 36 in his career. State champ.
Andrew Coles, 32 and 5 this last year at Eastern High School. 100 wins and 25 losses in his career. 4 times second in the districts. 3rd in Region 7. Andrew Coles. Paul Schleep with a big pin to give Region 7A a 19-8 lead.
Little cushion.
Well, I don't think we missed a thing there in having Schleep added to the team in place of the wrestler who couldn't make it.
Right. Well, we know he wasn't going to get any more points.
No, that's the truth.
For us, we're at 140. We've got about 35 more weight classes to go. It's 19-8.
Oh, will you stop?
I'm joking, Voj. I love being with you.
Stop whining.
Remember last year I said watch the last match go down to overtime, and it did.
And it did.
And it did. The season that wouldn't end.
So don't say that tonight.
You know, it's going to be good. Frank McGrath's the last wrestler. Will be the last wrestler, and that's overtime. It's nothing for McGrath, but he's going to go to Air Force Academy. He doesn't. That's not. This is nothing compared to what he's in for.
That's right. You notice Mrs. Voj is not here tonight, Mondelli?
Right, that's why, you know, she would have really got on me for making those wrong turns. Luckily, she's packing your bags, huh?
Yeah.
Getting you ready for that trip to the Nationals.
Oh, my.
Nice
move by McGregor.
Potentially dangerous, so nobody's going to get anything out of this one.
Right. That's a move that Greg Z. White used to do with little abandon whatsoever.
Who?
Great state champion from Pennsville High School. National champion at on the small college level. Greg Z. White was a great pole vaulter as well. And he used to do that constantly. He'd have the man that was riding him, and he would take that pole vault move and down and between the legs and come right up behind the guy like it was nothing.
What era was this, folks? Seriously.
Oh, will you stop it?
No, I'm serious. I don't know. What, I mean,
Greg Z. White was back in the 60s.
Okay.
Great wrestler at Pennsville High School. In fact, as Alan Clanton of Paulsboro, who wrestled back in those days, had a great match with him and succumbed to Greg Z. White.
Sure, most of our viewers under 50 have no idea what happened in the 60s, folks. You know what I mean? They were young guys, especially if you're talking to your early 60s.
Yeah, this is the mid-60s.
Mid-60s. I was 6 years old.
Well, see, you should have been watching wrestling back in those days.
Oh, as I told you, my first wrestling match I saw was Paulsboro Pemberton 1, the first one at Gloucester County College. So, I'm going to see a match. I want to see a good one first.
The first of 3 great Rocky performances by Paulsboro against Pemberton. Pemberton had all the bragging rights in Broughton County and couldn't wait to get on the mat with Paulsboro, and they had 3 years and it was all over with. 3 Paulsboro wins, and all of a sudden it didn't exist anymore.
There's the escape at one point to McGregor. 1-0 lead. 1:20 left here in the second period.
Well, McGregor a state champion this year, and he pulled off a move that time to get away, and Coles is in trouble. He's backing up. Again, I see a marked size difference there. Maybe it's my imagination.
I thought the same thing too, Coach. First you mentioned Pennsville. Wasn't Dickie Howe like a Penns Grove guy?
Yes, family grew up in Delaware, but somehow he ended up wrestling over at Penns Grove for
Fred Renner?
Fred Renner. Yeah. Did well for Penns Grove. That's Dickie Howe running up alongside the mat now.
No points though.
Not yet.
Coles is trying to get free to get to, but nothing yet for anybody.
He's not in good shape there.
No. Now he might be.
Got his hip out if he gets a leg in. Oh, nice roll through.
He's got to work his way up. Get that other leg. He might be in good shape, but he's not going to get it right here either. Oh, another potentially dangerous with 9 seconds left. Now look at the bright side. He was in trouble getting taken down. Almost had to take down. Nothing out of it.
Josh McGregor, Delaware.
And we'll go to the third period.
And Cole should be taking down, and if he takes down, we'll see if he can get out. What do you want from St. Louis, Mondelli? A little, one of those miniature gateways to the west?
Voj, I want you to just, all I want you to do is come back safe. That's my gift. Have a good time, come back safe. Bring back some nice weather. How's that? I don't ask for much.
I'm ready. Just got my tracks to go through the other day, and the week after I'm back from St. Louis, I got my first practice meets in track and field, and it's going to be cold.
Oh, I can't wait, Voj. I'm doing something just as exciting.
Oh, nice Peterson. There's 2-point reversal. Didn't hold him there long enough to get back points. McGregor coming out hard, though. Kind of a stalemate situation. Definitely a stalemate.
Absolutely.
Definitely a stalemate. And we get a stalling call.
Voj, that's why I'll never understand this sport.
Never understand it. Guy comes out hard for a reversal, you're holding on for dear life, and there's not a thing you can do to improve your position, either man, and that's a stalemate. The stall is when you can improve your position and you can turn the man to his back.
Right.
But if you have no opportunity to improve your position and he has no opportunity to improve his position, that's a stalemate. Coles. 35 seconds to go. And of course, what we can see here is a stall call that would tie it up.
And I was going to say, then an escape at the end.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Coles has to watch about riding parallel. Looks like we have a blood time.
Blood timeout for New Jersey. Andrew Cole.
A couple other former participants in this meet. Brian Farnham from Haddon Township, who's now the head coach at Shalleck High School, previously the head coach at West Deptford and assistant at Kingsway. He wrestled in the 1990 meet, won by a fall.
Four-time runner-up.
Joe Robinson of Eastern High School, where Andrew Coles is from, now the head coach at Triton Regional High School.
A lot of guys come back to the
He
sport.
wrestled in 91, yeah. 1993, Rick Koss, then at Collingswood, won by a 16-4 major. He's now the coach at Winslow Township, previously coached at Audubon, and on the 94 team, a couple of coaches who are now assistants this year. Jerry Boland at Camden Catholic, wrestled for Camden Catholic. Pete DePaul wrestled for Paulsboro, is also an assistant at Camden Catholic. And Dan Calhoun in 1995 wrestled in the meet. And of course, he's now the head coach at Williamstown High School.
20 seconds left. Coles trying to hold on this match. He's got to bring his man right back down, though, Vogt. No, we're not going to get an escape. 10 seconds, 11 seconds left.
Coles fighting for his life out there. Now what he has to do is try and break his man down, and he's got to try and throw a half end, because if he doesn't, this official will call him for stalling.
Five seconds left.
Wow.
Coles with the 2-1 win.
Great job by Coles.
We'll take a break. We'll be back. 22-8 South Jersey. Back at St. Mark's High School in Newark, Delaware, 145 pounds. And it is Mark Ring of Washington Township, Josh Abraham from Delaware. Abraham from Milford High School. 89 and 23 in his career, a state champion.
145.
Mark Ring, 35 and 3 this year, Washington Township, 106 wins and 29 losses in his career. 3-time District 30 champion.
Michael Grant.
Third in Region 8, third in the state this year.
Okay, and I'm wrong, by the way, Vogt. It's Michael Grant going first.
Against Ring.
Yeah, Mike Grant, 119 and 19 in his career, second in state in the last 2 years.
Of course, we talked about this on the wrestling report, but Mark Ring lost to Randy Moore, who finished second in the state early in that tournament, and ended up going, I think, 7-1 in the tournament to finish third.
A nice job wrestling all the way back.
Five straight wins. So he had that loss to Randy Moore in the second round. He did go 6-1 in the tournament, but he had to win 5 consecutive matches. He had an 11-second fall, 6-1 win, 6-0 win, 6-0 win, and 4-0 win. So great tournament by Ring.
When you don't give up any points, or hardly any points, it's pretty impressive.
Especially at that level.
You know why, Vogt? No guppies, so you must be wrestling some sharks. Yeah, look at Ring here.
Oh my. Oh my. He sucks him back right here. He's got a good shot at getting the pin.
8 seconds. You see him checking the clock.
No, he's not going to get enough time. That left shoulder's up too high.
I have a little blood time too. It looks like a little blood coming from his forehead. That's what Tom Reynolds sees it right now.
Yep.
5-0 lead.
Jersey. Mark Ring. Three-time district 30 champ.
A couple other wrestlers who are now assistant coaches. Nick Papa helps out his dad, Gary Papa, at Gloucester at Camden Catholic. Papa wrestled for Camden Catholic back in 1997. Larry Smashy, we had him on our Where Are They Now? Larry Smashy helps out at Delsea on a volunteer basis. Of course, a former state champion for Delsea Regional.
And there we see Rob Malowski in the far right-hand corner of your screen.
There he is, former Highland great.
With the red and blue jacket. Decides he'll move out of our shot right now. Must know he's on the air, Voj. And Howie O'Neill up on the left, just laying back, relaxing. There's Malowski, coaching Timber Creek. I think he used to help out at Highland, too, at one time. Did he?
Yes.
Coach, with Ralph Ross?
Yes. And, of course, moved over to Timber Creek when they opened up as the athletic director, because I think at Avery, who was an assistant at Highland, was the first head coach at Timber Creek.
Blood timeout for a ring.
Joey Alexander, who we talked about before, wrestled in this meet in 1999. Now he helps out at Delsea Regional when he gets the opportunity.
Monday, March 20th.
There's a lot of guys coming back to the sport. It's good to see. Good to see. Of course, South Jersey losing a couple coaches this year. Of course, the two in the Lenape School District, the head coach of Lenape and the head coach of Cherokee leaving this year. I'm sure there'll be a couple more moves before it's all said and done.
Oh, I'm sure. Mark Ring getting wrapped up.
He has a 5-0 lead after one period.
You do have to give some of these kids credit. You know, they go through a war for 3 days in Atlantic City, and they come back 48 hours later and compete.
Yeah, looking for something to clean up the mat, some blood on the mat.
And that's Mike Cunningham, of the chairman of the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame organization, the one doing the blood cleanup work. Good for Mike.
His son Ryan, a two-time state champion, wrestles at Ryder, right, folks?
Yes, two-time state champion, and redshirted a year at Ryder and had his first full year this year and did a nice job. I think he had like 18, 19 wins for Ryder and came within a whisker of qualifying for the national tournament. Of course, Dave Miller, who wrestled at Lenape and started his career at North Carolina State, was a red shirt last year at Ryder. He was the Outstanding Wrestler Award winner in the Colonial Athletic Conference and pinned the #1 seed in the finals. Miller, the #2 seed. He had a pin, 2 decisions, and a pin in the finals.
Ring on the bottom to start the second period.
That's a 5-0 lead.
We talked about this also last week on the show, Voj, that Ring doesn't give up a lot of points. You went through his points given up in the state tournament, but he's the kind of guy, even when he lost to Moore in the dual meet, I think he only gave up 2 or 3 points to Moore.
Yeah, that's probably one of his most lopsided losses here to Moore, who was the state runner-up, 5-0. See Ring coming out, great hip action, steps over, gets a reversal.
7-0 lead. South Jersey, I'm going to say South Jersey leads 22-8. His brother was a pretty good wrestler, sort of the same thing, didn't give up a lot of points.
Right, brother's a sophomore now up at Edinburgh University.
I don't know if you noticed, I think that might have been his brother that was on the side by you, yelling instructions to him in his third place match, because there was a guy yelling to him in an Edinburgh jacket.
Well, I would certainly think that's the brother. Eric, often injured at Edinburgh, had a tough year, and he was in that Eastern Wrestling League tournament, which was a qualifier for the Nationals in St. Louis, and did not qualify. I tell you what, John, it just gets harder and harder. Qualifying tournament for the Nationals is tough, and then you go out to the Nationals, and it's even tougher. Oh my, nice step over by Ring. He's got his man in deep trouble.
Plenty of time, 40 seconds.
Grant posting his elbows there, trying to keep his back elevated. Slithers his way off his back for the time being, gets out of it. 10-0 lead for Mark Ring. Major decision territory.
Still have another period to go, Voj. Nice job, though, by Grant to roll through. Wade getting put on his back.
We saw a roll through earlier where 2 back points were given.
And that ends the period. 10-0 lead, Ring. So 5 in the first, 5 in the second. I believe, check your stat sheet. You're doing a little play-by-play on this, aren't you, Voj?
Yeah,
Keeping
5
score.
in the first, 5 in the second.
Ring starts on top in the third.
Trying to break his man down. Needs 5 points for a tech fall. One of the aggravating things at the state tournament with the scorekeepers sitting at their tables who on several occasions did not mark down the time of the tech fall as well as the points. We get a score sheet back and just have the points and no time, and that just messes you up historically if you're trying to do some proper scorekeeping.
Voj, I heard you make that announcement before the finals, too.
That's a little gentle reminder to do the job the right way.
120 left.
But I'm not sure who was guilty of doing that, but it was aggravating. And we have a great group of runners, by the way. Little student helpers that were running the bout sheets back and forth.
I don't know about that, Voj. Some of those kids were a little noisy and getting on the officials, which I don't think they should have been doing because they were right next to me and they got in trouble a couple times. I figure I'd let the word out on TV today.
Ooh.
Yes.
Well, I never heard their voices.
Yes, well, you probably hear them. You watch that tape I was rolling, you can hear them.
Oh, really? I'll have to caution them. They shouldn't do that.
I told them.
Oh, did you tell them?
I told them.
Sternly?
Absolutely. As sternly as I can. I'm not the meanest guy in the world. There's an escape, so it's now 10-1.
35 seconds left, and the clock is running. See a stalemate call, which is the right thing instead of a stalling call.
Let it go, Voj. Ring's going right back in on the leg.
Got the one leg. If he lifts it and turns, it's a possibility of getting a takedown. He turns in, nothing yet. Tom Reynolds, the official on the mat, saying you don't have anything yet. But
so when he almost got some back points.
Almost.
I gave him the 2. Final score 12-1.
Nice major decision.
So Ring beats Grant 12-1. 4 more for South Jersey. It's 26-8.
I think you're going to see a 145 wild card coming up next.
Should be McGregor and George. I'm done guessing. Of course, Eric George, wrestler we don't get to see too much or hear too much about, being from Northern Burlington.
For Delaware in the gold singlet, Josh Abraham. New Jersey in the blue, Eric George from
There we go,
Northern
George.
Burlington.
And Abraham. Of course, McGregor already wrestled. I'm way off here.
Yep. Eric George, say a little bit about him since we don't see him down in our area very often. Eric George from Northern Burlington, 33-7 this year, 71-24 in his career. 2nd and 3rd in District 25, 3rd in Region 7, 8th in the state this year. And he's behind already, 2-0.
To Josh Abraham, 89-23, a state champ in the state of Delaware.
Hey, you talked about Brendan Byrne coming up from Lower Cape May Regional to wrestle in this meet. And
Northern Burlington's not across the river, folks.
No, Eric George from Northern Burlington, and that's up by the Trenton area. So we have the extremes, one coming from the far north and one coming from down south, far south.
Stop it, stop it.
45 seconds left. 2-0 lead for Abraham. Now he has George in some trouble. We're
Yep.
get some back points.
Use that tilt.
4-0.
Of course, you know, that last bout, John, we did reach the midway point of this meet. The first 9 bouts are out of the way.
There you go. It's college. We'd only have 1 more to go. Of course, an extra minute. George might get 1 coming out here. And he does. Gets the 1. Now 4-1 as we head in this to period number 2.
And he would have been in deep trouble had the buzzer not rung, because he was going down to the mat being taken down and was going to go on his back. It's 4-1, although the score, there it goes. They say the score clock only showed 4-0, but now it's 4-1. George gets the escape, closes the gap to 4-2. Takes a shot.
What the heck,
a fire
in this
miscarriage.
situation? Absolutely.
Got in deep on it, but Abraham is quite skilled. It doesn't go over easily. Now he gets the takedown.
6-2 lead.
George fighting to get out. Abraham holding the leg. Picks it up, tries a trip, almost got in trouble himself, comes right back to the left. Stays in control.
First 145 votes in Region 7. That was Randy Moore.
Randy Moore
was a state finalist. I think a lot of people surprised that that match only lasted, what, about 1 minute and 5 seconds, something in that nature.
Shocking. Moore was having a really good tournament. He really looked strong. I kind of thought when he got in the finals, I thought he had a very good shot at winning a title. And I don't think anybody was as stunned as much as Gary Papa, the Camden Catholic coach, and a lot of people in the crowd.
And Andrew Flanagan did come in unbeaten and had a really good reputation. But I think, the fact that Moore had beaten Eckloff early in the year, Eckloff from Easton, from Easton, I believe.
Oh yeah,
or Northampton. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nothing taken away from Flanagan, because he was a very good wrestler. No question about it.
Take your time, Josh. 10 seconds.
Second period winding down. You can see the clock, upper right-hand corner of your screen.
Guillotine move.
2 more back points. It's now 8-2 as we head to the third.
And the official was right in there when the arm was trying to be taken over the head, making very, very sure that there wasn't going to be anything potentially dangerous on the move. But Abraham definitely in charge here.
There's 1 for the escape, now 9-2 for Abraham.
Eric George trying to stick the half in and ride close to the body, and Abraham solved it by just sitting out on it. Gets the takedown. Got George in trouble. He's got those legs pried if he can. Yeah, potentially dangerous.
He's got the major right now with 1:11 left.
Almost be better off cutting him here and taking him down again. Kind of dominated him on his feet.
Is that?
There's a reversal.
Right, good point, Vogue. Still a lot of time, 11-4, it's 7 points.
Eric Love doing a nice job getting over there to save the wrestlers from going on to the hardwood floor.
Coaching staff telling them you're only up 7.
Long time, 52 seconds for Eric George to try and hold this man down. Oh my. Oh my. Look at that roll through, and Eric George is going to get back points.
That's big too, Vogue.
Huge.
27 seconds left. Stall right there, folks, on the top bottom man.
Oh, without a doubt. There's the back points.
Yeah, 11-7. If he can get 3 more, he can tie this match. Or no, it's 11-7.
Yeah, he
but what I'm saying
four.
is he's going to avoid being majored at least.
Yeah. He's going to get back
watch him
points
pin
again
himself.
here. Oh, he's got back points.
Almost pinned him.
Look at this.
That was close. 11-10. How about that? Or is it get 2? 11-9.
11-9. Wow. Great comeback by Eric George.
26-11.
At the end of
I got to work on my math next year. Take a break. We'll be right back. Back at St. Mark's High School, 26-11. The Region 7-8 All-Stars over to Delaware All-Stars in the 19th Annual Seniors Classic. This, I guess, is partially sponsored, Vogue, by the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame. Anyway, at 152 pounds. And who do we have out here, Vogue?
I'm looking.
Matthews
Tyler
and
Tisdale from Washington Township.
Jameek Matthews, it looks like.
Yep.
From Delaware.
Jameek Matthews from Laurel, Delaware. Laurel High School. Tyler Tisdale, of course, from Washington Township High School. Had a record this year of 22-5. Nice career at Washington Township of 110 wins and 31 losses. First in Region 8 in 2003, third in Region 8 in 2002 and 2004, and twice a state place winner, 7th and 6th.
His opponent, Matthews, 114 wins in his career, 36 losses. Conference champ this year and also third in the states this year. And we're going to get the takedown.
Wow, nice move by Matthews. Fake going one way, went the other way, and got behind his man enough in bounds to get the takedown by referee Eric Love.
There's the escape. 2-1.
That's the first takedown. If you're going to let him go,
better take him down. First of 252-pounders that we're going to see.
Tyler Tisdale, who many people got wrong for the last 2 years, calling him Tisdale, D-A-L-E, but it's Tisdell, T-I-S-D-E-L-L. But the mistaken name didn't seem to bother him. He had a great career at Washington Township. And of course, Washington Township fell in a little bit of hard times this year, having a under 500 record as a team, but Tisdale and Ring and Buckley and O'Hara and Walsh gave them some nice wrestling this year. Just a shame they didn't have more numbers or more experienced numbers.
Yeah. Big school like that, you'd think there'd be plenty of kids out there.
Well, you know, a thing has happened in several of these school districts now, as you say, see Matthews giving the automatic escape. A lot of school districts are doing away with junior high programs because of budget crunches, and it's going to have an effect on some of these varsity programs if they lose their middle school programs.
And we see an injury.
Injury timeout.
Little collision on the mat with 1:46 left in the second. Matthews leading, or I'm sorry, tied with Tisdale 2-2. Tisdale's 2 points coming on 2 escapes. Matthews has the only takedown. South Jersey leads 26-11 on the team scoreboard. Usually Vogeding wrestles 16 matches, 2 wild cards, but today we're wrestling 4, correct?
Yeah, a total of 18 matches. So, Delaware had a surplus of wrestlers this year and asked if we could match up a few more wrestlers. And, I talked to a couple of the people from the Region 7-8 earlier, and I don't think they're in.
A lot of blood, Vogeding.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. I don't think they're entirely in favor of going but beyond the 16 matches. It's very difficult. You see Gary McGurn on the left and Michael Cunningham in the middle, Frankie Pulio on the right-hand side. Those are the members of the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame Executive Committee who are volunteering as a coaching staff. See referee Eric Love coming over and looking at the hard head of Tyler Tisdale.
There's Frankie Pulio, the only state champion in West Deptford history, Vogeding.
Great state champion back in the well, I won't tell you what year.
64?
Well,
am I right?
What were you, 5?
I was 5.
Then?
I was 5. No, wait, I was 4 because I turned 5 until June 13th, just in case you're thinking about, sending a little.
June 13th is your birthday?
You got it, Vogeding. Anyway, but that goes to show you how hard it is to win a state title because West Deptford's had some pretty good teams over the years.
They have.
And it is just so hard. I mean, you just don't win them that easily. I mean, look what happened in the state tournament. The first time in the history of Mercer County that they had a state champion.
Yes. Savino.
You just don't.
See part of the fandom here tonight.
I just can't pick them up. A couple of the Paulsboro wrestlers we can see in the middle of our screen. Brian Tracy, Nico Lopez.
Yep.
Jimmy Matthews of Royal Delaware, the gold singlet.
Steve Smith there on the bottom, right, Vogeding?
Steve Smith all the way down the bottom, and he is one of the most active. I guess that's his wife to his side there.
Right.
One of the most active participants in the fundamentals of wrestling and getting the junior wrestlers going, holding tournaments at Paulsboro, and very active in transporting these wrestlers
Continuing the second period with a score tied 2-2.
to keep them going with their careers.
And you see him over at Paulsboro, man. He does everything over there.
Everything.
And then his wife, too. She's out there with the camera taping.
Oh, yeah. And, tragically, I guess about a month before the season ended, Steve's mom passed away, David Smith's grandmother, and Catherine, and that was a shame because she never missed a match either. And it would have been quite a delight for her to witness David winning his bronze medal in the state championships this year. Of course, early in the season, just before the season started, Mrs. Dentino passed away, and she was another avid, longtime Paulsboro follower, a former teacher at Paulsboro High School.
110. Nice to see officials moving out of the way to camera, Vogeding.
Yeah, usually they want to be in front of the camera.
2-2 match. 1 minute left here in the second.
Very difficult when you have people that have been staunch followers of the program. As you see Tisdale spin to the side to try and counter a takedown attempt by Matthews. Picks up a single leg. Steps over. Tries to get to his man in motion and force him to the mat. Still has it. 36 seconds left. Trip doesn't work. Tries to get Matthews going in motion.
Try and bring him back to the center, Vogeding, so he doesn't run out of mat space.
He's going to run out of mat space, so he keeps over there. He does a trip, gets the takedown. Nice move by Tisdale.
The hard way.
Yes.
So 8 seconds left, 4-2. That's a big takedown because Matthews has choice here in the third period.
Yeah, we'll see what he does because he cut Tisdale loose, and as we mentioned, when you cut the man loose, you got to take him down. We're going to have more blood time, but it's cumulative. So Matthews is down to just about 2 minutes of blood time remaining. You can't get that stop by the 5-minute mark. You're going to end up losing by injury default because of the bleeding.
Well, wrestling season ends, Vogeding. We get ready here on Channel 5 for an exciting high school baseball season. Who are going to be some of the top teams? It's going to be interesting. I'll tell you, one of the best teams in South Jersey this year, It's going to be the Eagles of West Deptford.
West Deptford.
You heard it here.
I'm
Be
listening.
a tough team, and I would assume just because it happens every year, Gloucester Catholic's going to be a pretty good team. Also, I would ask for your scouting report on the track season, but I guess the big news in track is the Woodbury Relays won't be at Woodbury High School.
No, their track has been condemned. That's one of the bond issues they're trying to float through Woodbury, and it's becoming very difficult these days to ask people for more and more money.
You know, our early days at Channel 5, I can remember doing the Woodbury Relays covering that Carl Lewis.
Yep.
Whatever happened to him? Did he ever amount to anything?
Hey, eight-time Olympian.
4-3 on the escape from Matthews.
Yep. Of course, one of the youngsters to keep an eye on, we know Flipper Anderson's daughter, Sharday Anderson, is running for the Paulsboro girls track team, and that Winslow Township track team has a youngster by the name of Merchant competing on the girls track team there, and that's Emmett Merchant's daughter.
Oh, how about that?
Former standout
a Georgia
football
Tech
player at Paulsboro, and went on to Georgia Tech.
I figure you'd throw that Paulsboro in, so I threw the Georgia Tech thing in there. Yeah, it looks
Of
like
course, Flipper Anderson at UCLA, and then with the St. Louis Rams.
4-3, so Matthews is going to need a takedown. By the way, it looks like Nick Oreo did a Burger King run for his people. Nick Oreo, the runner-up at 135. Looks like he's got a bunch of Burger King up there.
He's got a Burger King up
Yeah,
there?
bring it,
We go into the
taking
final
care of that. I hope
minute
he's got a
of the
chocolate
game.
shake, because I can go for one right now.
Tyler Tisdale leads
Yeah, where are Don and
4-3.
Bird shakes when you need them, huh? I guess they don't serve in Delaware, huh?
No, let's not. 50 seconds left. We need a takedown here.
Tisdale stays right on top of this man.
There we see Nick Oreo handing it. Look at that. Fries, anyone? There you go. Nick Oreo was a state runner-up, what, at 135 this year?
The season's over, so he can, like Trevor Suter, go after those tacos and fries.
You should have saw the emotional moment, Voj. I was leaving when his brother Anthony won the title. I bowled it out. Missed the exciting heavyweight match. A lot of controversy there, but just the emotion between him and his brother when Anthony walked off with the state title. To see both brothers into the state finals and get there was kind of a neat thing.
Yeah. I remember when Anthony turned his information sheet in, how nice it would have been to have brother state champions, and I know he was rooting hard for his brother, and it just wasn't meant to be.
17 seconds left. Matthews is going to need a takedown. Tisdale, no stall calls. Pretty much can play it cautious here, huh, Voj?
Oh, yes.
7 seconds left, 4-3 lead.
There's no way to get more team points for your team, so right now it's individual survival. Just do what you got to do to walk out of here with a win.
And that's what he's going to do. Final score, 4-3. Tyler Tisdale of Washington Township wrestling for the Region 7 and 8 All-Stars. And it's now 29-11 with that 4-3 win.
And the 8th win by the Region 7 and 8 team. 8 out of 11 bouts so far. Never going to 152.
152-pound wild card for Delaware in the gold singlets. Steve Lennon, Concord High School. He wrestles New Jersey's Justin Pilla.
Justin Pilla from Rancocas Valley and Steve Lennon from Concord.
Justin Pilla from Rancocas Valley Regional, another Burlington County team. 28-5 this year, 101 wins and 18 losses in his career, twice a District 25 champion, third and second in the region, Region 7.
Lennon 112 and 30 in his career, Voj. He's a two-time state champion.
I wonder why he's a wild card. Wouldn't it made more sense to put him against Tisdale?
Well, you never know. 2-1. He went right after Pilla, though, with the takedown.
Pill on that Rancocas Valley team that had, what, 2 losses this year?
I know they had that tough loss to Delran.
Yep, by a point or?
I guess maybe Lenape.
Well, they lost to Paulsboro.
Oh, that's right. I'm not sure. Nothing there. Yeah, I guess I forgot that Paulsboro match, huh, Voj?
Yes, caution on Pilla because he went before the whistle.
185 record, 101 and 18 4-year record. The two-time District 25.
Brian Boker, the coach at Rancocas Valley High School. Justin Pilla, a senior, and he had a brother on the team this year.
Yes, he did, Votes. I think it was lighter than that, right?
Yeah, one of the
was he like a 19 or 25 pounder?
Didn't he wrestle Brian Tracy at 25? I
right.
think. Yeah,
I believe so.
Oh my! Nice hips, nice hip action by Pilla to kick over and get himself a takedown.
Yeah, I think it was Lennon who initiated the move.
Absolutely, Lennon went for the move and Pilla countered and threw the hips over and got his own takedown. I think the brothers, Justin's brother is Andrew Pilla, I believe. And I think that's one of the losses that Brian Tracy had in dual meets this year.
Lennon went right off the bat and took down Pilla, but since then, Pilla wrestling a little more confidence.
Gets the legs in, pries the arm over. He's going to get a back point count.
No, he didn't, Vogue. I think he only got a 1 count.
Only 1? Official a little slow getting there then.
And a period will end, 3-2 for Pilla.
Pilla's choice takes the bottom.
Hey, by the way, just thinking about that, when do you think when the last time Nick Oreo had Burger King? Football season, right?
Yeah. Both.
It's not on the wrestling diet, is it?
No. Both Oreo brothers on that football team that won the South Jersey Group 4 championship.
Look.
Lennon trying to pry his man over, and Pilla kicks out of it. Ed John Vinay, the official on the mat. Tom Reynolds, the assistant. Yeah, quite a few wrestlers were happy to see Sunday night come. Of course, you win a state title, it makes it icing on the cake, so to speak, but
it's going to let him go right here, Votes, make a 4-2. Yeah, I went home and had yogurt.
You went home and had yogurt? You
Yeah.
did start your diet then, huh?
Nah, because I had some other stuff in addition to.
Oh. Pilla in, and Lennon tries to throw him, and Pilla tries to get the leg in. If he gets the leg in, he gets the takedown. There's the takedown.
But he's going to
Lennon rolls through.
No reversal.
Pilla still has control, though.
Now the reversal.
Yep.
6-4 lead for Pilla. Somebody's saying something funny in the bleachers. We missed that one. Probably his mom right there in the front, I'm assuming. There we go. We can see the person doing the talking.
Come on, Steve, drag him over the top!
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
There's 2 back. Oh, and all the people on the Jersey side just got up. They couldn't believe that one.
Yeah. I can't believe it either.
That's the period. 6-6.
Well, it's a fun meet, so I guess the officials having fun for Delaware.
Score 6-6.
Weird, you can see them. No, I won't say it.
No.
No, I won't say it. I'll say it when we're off the air to you, though. And Lennon in the position he wants to be, on the bottom to start the 3rd period in a 6-6 match. If he's come back from being down 6-2, has a chance to take the lead here. Little injury time. Looks like I won't be home for Law and Order tonight, Voch.
No, doesn't look that way. Jason Bastianelli of St. Mark's in the blonde hair. Dickie Howell is next to him, and Vic Leonard, the AI DuPont coach.
Another fry, Voch?
Out there. How come we didn't get offered any of that stuff tonight? What's going on here?
I don't know. We'll have to send this tape down to Voorhees, or up to Voorhees. Let them. There's Mike Ahern right there, I believe, right, Voch?
Yes.
With the is that Tennessee or Texas? I don't know that T.
It's not Temple.
No, we don't. No. I don't see many of the Temple hats around. That's the Volunteers, pal. Tennessee, Mike Ahern. A lot of rumors about him maybe ending up with the head coaching job at Lenape. Anyway, 7-6.
Lennon gets the escape. Well, I talked to Mike about that, and he's, of course, still teaching at Sterling High School. And I think in order for him to consider the head coaching job at Lenape, he'd want to get a teaching job over there. Nice roll through by Lennon. Pillow tried to throw, and out of bounds they rolled.
110. I have a feeling we're going to see we'll see more scoring before this match is over.
Oh yeah, there goes Pillow
shot.
With a shot, got it on the single. Trying to force his man over with the shoulder. Falls backwards, though. He lost his balance, I think. Lennon's going to end up with the possible takedown here unless Pill gets his hips out.
He gets the takedown and some back points, maybe.
Oh, absolutely. If he even turns towards his back, he's going to get back points against him.
9-6 lead, 30 seconds left.
Pill was in deep on a single and stood his man up. Oh, here comes more back points. Not quite.
Well, Vogt, those 2 points changed the whole complexion of the match. Because
sure it did.
Instead of being 6-4, we could let him go and play it safe. It's 6-6, and a guy gets the escape. You find yourself down. You got to go for the takedown in the third period.
Yep. Oh, more back points.
Final 9-6.
Only because the clock ran out.
By decision, Steve Lennon, 9-6.
29-14 South Jersey. We'll be right back. Ouch, man, 160 pounds. Trevor Suter took that shot in the first second, and he gets a takedown 5 seconds into the match.
And that was a patented thing that didn't work for him in the state tournament because I think they had him scouted very well, and Suter never could get that move because of the low center of gravity that his opponent was giving him. Trevor Suter, as you mentioned, second in the state, 36-1 this year, 124 wins, 21 losses in his career. Which moved him up to number 4, I think, on the team records for Paulsboro. 3-time District 29 champion, 2-time third in Region 8 this year, first in Region 8 and second in the state.
Of course, his opponent, Chris Woodall, 103 wins, 40 losses in his career, third in the state this year. 160.
So you have a second placer against a third placer.
He's got to watch out. He doesn't put himself on his back.
Got to battle out of that trouble. And he does.
That's 5-2. 1:12 left in the first period.
First time I have seen Suter use that move this year. He used it a couple times last year and got himself in trouble, and I thought that was out of his repertoire. Suter fourth on the all-time win list at Paulsboro behind Tom Curl, his uncle Matt Suter, and Troy Bennett. Trevor, number 4.
Of course, his uncles Matt and Jason winning 3 state titles between them. 6 state final appearances between the two.
And both of them in the top 10 with Trevor joining him now. Matt, number 2 on the all-time win list at Paulsboro. Jason, number 9.
Wrestlers wrestling a lot more too.
Oh, a lot more. The fact is, the first of the Suters was Jack Suter, and didn't nearly have a third of the wins that those have.
2 more back points, now 7-2.
And Woodall still not finished, trying to turn Suter again.
20 seconds left in the first period.
Polytech High School in the gold singlet. Third in the
Woodall
Head
from
Conference
Polytech.
and third place finish in 2004 Delaware High School State Tournament.
Suter up to his feet, attempts to get away in the last 20 seconds. Now we're down to 15 seconds. A move that Suter tried to use that throw, more of a freestyle move, and that was uncharacteristic of the way he wrestled this year. Up to his feet. Woodall gets a cradle attempt. If he turns him before the period ends, he's going to get back points. 1.
And he does.
2 more points.
9-2 lead after the first period.
3 points Suter on the buzzer. Woodall.
Suter takes a neutral position.
Suter decision chooses neutral.
There's that quick takedown move, Vogue.
Yep.
You're going to see the takedown now. You're going to see him try and take him down.
I think he's going to just cut him loose, and he got in trouble on the mat. That long ranginess of.
Why did we get the whistle here? Looks like he got poked in the eye or something.
Injury time starts. – 10-4 lead by Woodall. See the trainer in the light blue shirt. I don't know his name. He has been assisting anybody who's had to call injury time out there.
There's a minute 5 left on the injury clock.
You can see Woodall with just a little bit of a height advantage, and that's worked well when he's tried to get the cradle.
As we look at the crowd tonight. The crowd, there's more than that, but.
Well, there's not as many people here as there was the last time we were in Delaware. Of course, many South Jersey people maybe not wanting to take the chance of coming it down with the way the weather was. Suter on the attack.
He can pop his head out there and get another takedown. And he got it.
Got the takedown. He might
10-6.
see him work to try and get a tilt now. Or just might cut him loose and try to narrow that gap with more takedowns.
There we go, 11-6.
Suter again takes a deep shot, misses it. Drops his man to the mat. If he can spin behind, he'll get 2. And there's a takedown.
11-8. Just under a minute left in the period. He looks like he's trying to turn him right here. Trying to set him up in position.
Well, he might run out of mat space. He's going to cut him loose.
12-8.
Suter taking a peek at the clock to see how much time is left to try and gauge what he has to do.
Hey, you got to look out because Woodall keeps backing up on those shot attempts now, Vogue. You're going to start looking for a stall call, maybe.
Well, as I mentioned before, Tom Reynolds not nearly as fast to give stalling points as some other officials. As you're mentioning, he's backing up, backing up, backing up. You got to take a look at it.
It'll be interesting to see the third period, too, where Woodall picks for his choice.
Yes.
If I'm him, I'm taking top.
Oh, you got to take top. He's turned Suter a couple times. Suter
nice shot by Suter. Can he get a late takedown and keep him there to end the period?
He's got to whip that arm out.
Not going to get the takedown. 6 seconds.
Woodall kept the overhook in there.
We're going to need an injury timeout for Suter.
Injury time red. Going into the third period. Scores 12-8.
Yeah, we heard some discontent from the Delaware crowd with a little bit of booing, but when their guy got hurt, they didn't seem to think that was wrong. See Jason Bastianelli, the blonde.
The injury clock starts to wind down. 29-14. South Jersey in the lead.
You know what time it is, Mondelli?
Time for your pill, Voj. I'm looking at this, Voj. 1986. First year, Delaware 37, South Jersey 26. And South Jersey's only lost twice since then. They lost in 92, 34-32. We talked about that one. And in 97, he lost 38-27. Okay, we're watching the entry clock, 15 seconds left, so not much time left for Suter. Stops the clock. So we have 2 minutes to wrestle, and just what we thought. Just like we said, Voj, Woodall's going to take the top.
Yep. I took a little time out there. The
Explaining.
Delaware wrestlers are asking, they have Channel 5 too, but and Comcast, but it's not the same affiliate. I try to explain to them. But we're going to get a copy of this into the coach's hands eventually, and I'm sure he'll share it with them.
See if Suter has any more luck on the bottom this time than he had last time.
He's got to scoot out of that because the man has that height advantage. He's going to step right over him. Suter's got to explode off the bottom here. Let's see if he can avoid being caught. You see the height difference, and that's what Woodall is using to his advantage. Suter down by 4 points.
Suter's got to get up off the mat here, Voj.
It looked like he was stunned when he was brought back to the mat there. Suter trying to use his legs to kick over, which he does.
12-10. We'll see if he lets him go now. Unless he thinks he can turn him.
Well, he can't waste too much time. There's only a minute left in the match, so Cunningham, Mike Cunningham told him to cut him loose, which he did. So now it's 13-10.
.48 seconds.
So work is cut out here now. He has to get a takedown and then consider strongly about cutting him loose.
We're taking him right to his back, but he's got to watch out here that he doesn't slide off that move.
Yes. Woodall throwing the overhook in, trying to defend against the takedown. Suter tries to whip his arm out and spin behind, but Woodall's got that counter down with where he gets his arm out, tries to block the spin behind. He uses a trip of his own, takes Suter right to his back and gets a fall with 18 seconds remaining.
29-20.
5:42, the time of the fall.
Okay, we get to 160, another wild card, Voj. It's interesting how they use their wild cards. At Delaware, they have Kyle Skinner, who's a two-time state champ, 137 and 36, going against Tyler Orlando of Haddon Heights.
Kyle Skinner, St. Mark's, Delaware.
This one could go down to the wire, Voj, because you got to think that Delaware's favorite here.
Oh, you got to be heavily favored at this one.
Tyler Orlando from Haddon Heights, New Jersey, in the blue singlet.
Orlando from Haddon Heights, 28-6 this year, second in the district, third in the region. And I asked earlier, before we went on the air, I asked Gary McGurn why Nick Barber of Kingsway wasn't in the meet here, and according to McGurn, no paperwork was ever turned in by Kingsway. And of course, to be selected for the team, you have to fill out the paperwork. We had the same thing last year with Zach Aaron of Paulsboro. He was given paperwork and never turned it in. Skinner gets down low. Gets Orlando lifted. If he spins out of this, he'll come up with a takedown.
Nice job, though, by Orlando, Vogt. And if you're South Jersey here, you don't want to give up any big points.
Skinner spins right out of it. Still doesn't have the takedown, but he's very close to it. Now he's got the 2.
Kyle Skinner in the gold singlet, the 3-time independent conference.
Well, if there's one bright point for Region 7-8, they finish up with Zeb Davis, Anthony Orio, and Frank McGrath. And if I had a dual meet team, I'd love to finish up with those 3.
And on the other side, for Delaware, they have a wrestler who finished 2nd in the state, and then our last 2 guys are 2-time state champions. Could be interesting down the wire.
Yep. Orlando down 2-1. I saw his coach here earlier this evening, Chris Ormsby. Didn't see the Paulsboro coach here. I could have missed him in the crowd. Steve Smith, of course, the 7th, 8th grade coach for Paulsboro here. His son competing tonight. I don't know if I saw Russ Menudo. Did you see him here?
No, I've been looking around. Not that I might have missed him, but I didn't see him here. As I said, Mike Ahern is here, so he's here obviously.
Yep.
Representing Lenape. Fleming from Washington Township, I saw.
Tyler Orlando in the blue singlet.
Well, it is a tough, long season, so a lot of times it's hard to get out and get here.
Skinner with the 2-1 lead here in the 2nd period.
2-1 lead and battling to get out. Then he's got to be, Orlando's going to be careful here because he'd be called for a stall here if he doesn't bring the man to the mat. Skinner gets loose. Orlando's still in control, but in a little bit of jeopardy here. Orlando trying to sit out to get free. Kind of a stalemate situation right here. Neither one seems to be improving their position. Now here comes Skinner out of it. Turns, gets his man in trouble. Oh my. Orlando stayed in the wrong position a little bit too long. Now he's in deep trouble. Oh my.
25 seconds left, 3 back points. 2nd period, by the way, 7-1.
And there was an illegal, something illegal there. And I noticed Eric Love, the assistant on the mat, come in and yell something to Ross Thomas, the official in charge. He stopped it immediately and gave a point.
It's now 7-2.
Skinner dominating the action on the mat.
Right. 5 seconds. So Orlando wants to try and keep from giving up anything here late, and he does. 7-2 as we go to the 3rd. I was looking at the All-Star team from '91, Voj, and you know that was the year there was a extra weight at 189, and of course Damian Covington was one, and unfortunately Pat Lynch wasn't the other. I don't know if the banquet was that night, Voj, but it was Bill Tassagloy from Haddon Township, but. The 171-pounder that year was that Rob Johnson, who was considered maybe one of the top athletes in the history of New Jersey.
A great soccer player, as well as a wrestler. That's the one from
Jackson. Johnson from Jackson. 7-2 lead. Skinner over Orlando. Skinner from Delaware. Orlando from Region 7 and 8.
Skinner getting back points, putting Orlando in a lot of trouble. Oh my. Got him wound up like a top clock. Oh my.
Yeah, major decision territory now with a 10-2 lead.
Orlando did a great job of spinning out of it, getting off his back. Gets an escape.
They ain't give it to him yet.
Oh,
now they got it. 10-3.
Minute 1 for Orlando to try and survive giving up a major. He's got to stay out of trouble here.
1 minute in the third period.
He takes a shot. They give him credit for that. Gets in on a single. Skinner grabbing for an ankle. That's a stalemate situation.
All right, he heard you, Voch.
This time.
171. We have Vince Jones. Oh, I'm sorry. Thinking ahead to next year.
Again, Orlando takes a shot. Skinner fights him off. And if they're in bounds, I think Skinner would have had a takedown there.
35 seconds.
Yeah.
Stall warning.
Goodness gracious. Orlando takes a shot, and he's going to get taken down here, I think. Yep, there it is.
It's a big point, team point right there,
Yep.
Voch. 12-3.
Yep. And of course, the stall warning was given to Skinner when Orlando took the shot. Skinner backed off. Don't know if it was wise to take the shot there, but it's going to cost Region 7A an extra point because Delaware gets a major.
29-24, South Jersey. We'll be back after this timeout. Well, welcome back to St. Mark's High School in Newark, Delaware. John Mondelli with John Vogeding. 171 pounds, Sar Barbuto of Morristown. Rich Forney, Delaware. Forney goes to Tatnall High.
Barbuto of Morristown, 32-4 this year. 99 wins in his varsity career, 99-22. Fell one match short of getting 100 wins. Two-time District 26 champion, first in Region 7. And he gets the first 2 points.
First New Jersey state champion at 171. Not too bad of an athlete, is he, Voch?
Vince Jones, one of the most exciting wrestlers we saw this year, and he gave the crowd at Boardwalk Hall over. I imagine there were probably about 10,000 people there. John, you're a better head counter than I am.
I had 7,996, Voch.
But Vince Jones, anyway, was put on his back, kicked out of it, and gets his own pin.
Wow,
and look at Barbuto here. He's doing a great job. He's imitating Vince Jones. Oh, my. Look at this. Oh, brother.
Be a big 6, though, for South Jersey.
Oh,
if
it'd
he
be
can get
huge. It'd be huge.
48 seconds left.
Barbuto trying to do his part.
Forney 75-40 in his career. We talked about
Figure 4 in the head.
Barbuto, 99 wins.
Oh,
There's the pin.
my. Figure 4 in the head.
123, is that, Voch?
123.
Now 35-24. Favor of South Jersey. And we go to 189. This is the one I think Doug Umbauer actually was originally supposed to be in this weight class.
That is correct. Forney was indicating that he seemed to be losing his, almost like being choked, but there were two officials looking very carefully at it.
Anyway, we have Zeb Davis, 36-2, 99-7 in his career, Village. So state finalist, and his opponent will be Chris, and I have it spelled phonetically, Kenzerski from Milford.
As you mentioned, Davis 99-7, 36-2 this year. Both losses to the same guy, right?
Yeah, he lost to Oreo in the region final and the state final.
Yep, overtime in the region final, 3-1 in the state final.
Yeah, just going to say, Voj, I think that came down to the last 10 seconds.
Yep. 3-time District 27 champion, first and second in the region tournament, third and second in the state. South Jersey lost nothing here by having him move in Numberhauer's spot.
Yeah, South Jersey was loaded, by the way, at this weight class. I mean, they had the first, second, and fourth place finishers. Of course, Ryan Goodman from Absegami. We explained why he's not here. He's ranked #1 in the country. And they have Ian McLeaf, who's only a junior at Pemberton, who finished in 4th after finishing, I think, 3rd last year.
Yes.
In the state.
Zeb Davis, also quite an outstanding football player.
Now, a lot of people, Voj, think that South Jersey's going to be better off next year when it comes to the state tournament. And thought this year would be a down year, but they still came away with 4 state champions, and they were very close to winning a 5th.
Oh, wasn't for some very poor officiating in that particular weight class. Maybe I'm biased, but I.
Well, you are biased, but I think, but you are right in this case. But you are biased, Voj. But yeah, you are absolutely right.
No, I'm not biased.
Oh, come on! I bleed human blood. You bleed. I bleed human red blood.
Yes.
You bleed Paulsboro red blood.
You think so, huh?
A little bit, just a little bit. I'm joking with you. Anyway, yeah, and actually, we're very close to an extra one because Tom's River's actually in the South Jersey section, and he was 2 seconds away from winning a state title.
Yeah, that's a tough break also. And, of course, I understand the officials were talked to before the state tournament, and that 30-second tiebreaker is one that was explained to me this way. The first time you have a wrestler dropping down in that case to go in a leg that you call stalemate, the second time you should really, again, give the wrestler the best possible break and say stalemate. And the third time, it's got to be called a stall. I like your solution, though.
Well, bring it to the powers that be. Are you going to say, is this a federation thing, too?
It was mentioned. Yeah, it is a federation rule. But it was mentioned. I had the opportunity to talk with Bob Frederick, who's director of the state tournament, and mentioned that to him. I agree with you. I think something can come down to a 30-second tiebreaker. If the man who has the first choice takes down, if he gets out in 20 seconds, you turn it around, let the other man take down. If he gets out before 20 seconds, make him the winner.
Right, because didn't college change their overtime now? It's not that same theory. Don't they like the 3 overtimes or something?
Oh, yeah. Much different.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough way to decide, who's a state champ and who's not. I mean, it's not really deciding it on the mat because a lot of times you're deciding with a coin toss to begin the second period when it's a 0-0 match going into the second.
Yep. Zeb Davis on the bottom with a 2-1 lead. Kenzierski was trying to get a cradle attempt. Now he's trying to, as Davis is up to his feet, he's trying to bring him back to the mat. Davis lifts a leg and spins out, and very close to getting a reversal, and there comes the points. 2 points for a reversal.
Yeah, Davis very strong.
Well, we saw him in football, and he was just an outstanding and exciting football player.
Right. I'm going to tell you what, to wrestle 189, he must not have been that heavy, Voj.
No.
Because even with the weight allowance, I mean, he was wrestling up at 215.
Yep.
There's 4-2 now, and of course, Davis only giving up the 2 points on escapes. Takedown and a reversal for his 4. .45 seconds left in the second period. 35-24. Favor of South Jersey. A win here would clinch it for him, Voj. I'm trying my math. I better get it right this time.
You would be correct. Because after Zeb Davis wrestles, there's only 2 more bouts. And if Davis wins, it makes it 38-24. If he wins by decision. So another 12 points earned by Delaware would only make it 38-36. So you're right. Barring any team point being deducted, which we would.
I don't see that happening.
Not see that happening in this type of a match.
His opponent in a golden singlet, Chris Kenderski from Milford, Delaware. Head-loping conference champion and Delaware State runner-up in 2004.
So Gendersky will, I guess, start bottom. And he is. Third period.
He will, and I think you might see Davis cut him loose not too far into the period.
Sure, he tries to get a feel if he can turn him. A little slow on that count, Voge. There we go. He's got it now.
There you go. Well, he had no choice. He was exposed for 3 seconds there, and we got a 2 count.
And I'm only having fun. So it'll be 6-2, it looks like. And there's the 2. So it is now 6-2.
Was a little bit of a tilt series that Davis had, and may try to do it again.
And that's why he ain't let him go, Voge. St. Mark's, by the way, if you look around at all those banners on the wall, Voge.
Yes.
Same colors as the Spartans of St. James. A little bigger than St. James.
St. James will never die.
No, it won't.
A 1-point escape.
A regional Catholic school, I believe, like middle school, grammar school type. Okay, 6-3, Davis in charge. Delaware's got to be a team now that starts taking the shots. They need the points. They're down. They can't afford to lose any more matches. They got to win out.
Zeb Davis quick on his feet. Got a couple takedowns already and 2 back points. That's a 6-3 lead.
There's another
takedown. On a double.
Wow.
And wow.
That's impressive, huh?
That's a football tackle.
Yeah. 8-3 lead.
Right.
And he's looking right up at the clock. 15 seconds. He knows he has it.
Yeah, no sense cutting him loose. He's got a win locked up, and he clinches the meet with the win.
And that'll wrap it up, 8-3.
8-3.
So we're now 38-24.
At the end of 3 periods, the winner, Zeb Davis, 8-3.
South Jersey in front. We'll take a break. Have the final 2 weight classes when we come right back. And welcome back, 38-24. South Jersey has clinched it. Hey, it was a TV timeout. My buddy Tom Reynolds held up for us, Votes.
Yes.
Brian Willis against Anthony Orio. Orio, the only state champion representing the New Jersey team today.
And one of the team captains tonight, along with Trevor Suter and
Zeb Davis, I believe, came out there also.
Zeb Davis, yes. Because he was a state runner-up. So you had your 2 state runners-up and your state champion as the honorary captains tonight.
Okay, and for Delaware, Brian Willis out of St. Mark's, the home school, 118 and 42 in his career, a 2-time state champion. You know, you look at Orio's record, Vogue, this year, 32-1. His only loss was to Umbahauer in a dual meet.
Right.
And I think that may have gone overtime. I'm not sure, but you know, his record 86-9, and something we talked about, and that he didn't wrestle his junior year.
He took a year off after finishing as a regional champion as a sophomore and finishing 6th in the state. And of course a 3-time district champion because he won as a freshman. So Anthony Orio is taking a year off. He was the quarterback on the football team this year, and of course they won a Group 4 sectional championship.
Of course, he wrestled Zeb Davis, who we just saw in the state final at 215.
And if you haven't noticed out there, Orio, a light 215-pounder.
There's a takedown on the line.
Yep.
2 points on the
Willis almost looks like a heavyweight wrestler, so he must be a solid 215.
And we brought it up earlier. Anthony's brother Nick was a runner-up at 135.
And was also on the football team. Willis, I guess you mentioned, a 2-time state champion.
Yep. The only thing bad I got to say about the Oreos today is they didn't bring us any fries on the fry run. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tom Reynolds, the official on the mat. In charge. Ross Thomas, the assistant from Delaware.
Real tie-in with Oreos. They're related to the football coach, Al Oreo, Deptford.
Deptford High School, yeah.
Al Oreo was honored by the Touchdown Club as their coach of the year, and Anthony was one of the backs of the year, right, Voch?
Yes. Yep. And of course, Al Oreo's team 12-0 and just edged out Clyde Folsom of West Deptford as the coach of the year in the Touchdown Club. Of course, Clyde Folsom's team also 12-0.
There we go. Escape for Oreo to end the period. 2-1. He's down.
Yep. And he's going to take the bottom and battle himself for an escape. Well, you don't have to battle for an escape because he's going to be cut loose.
Now we're tied at 2.
And you noticed Oreo doesn't scramble forward. He stayed still for a second, but as he started to move out, he turned around very quickly to make sure that Willis wasn't going to pounce on him.
Willis has the lone takedown.
Yeah, and was right on the line, and
looks like he got poked in the eye or something. Yep.
Yep. Looks at the official and wants to know why he was poked in the eye, I guess. Oreo went low, tried to sweep and go for an ankle pick. Willis very agile on his feet. He's a big man.
.102 to wrestle in the second period. We're tied at 2. 2:15, Voch. Our 17th match.
17th match, and Region 7-8 has won 10 of those matches. Delaware 6.
We're going to go back to the center with 45 seconds left.
Anthony Oreo, a quarterback on the football team. I'm sure Willis played football, but I'm sure he wasn't a quarterback.
Probably not, Voch, but I don't know.
Might have been a fullback. He's got nice physical movements out there.
Looks like Reynolds telling Willis that he's got to start work, and he's just pushing him.
He's pushing, and
Oreo's taking those shots at least.
Yeah. Oreo's got to be careful as the guy is pushing him to keep reaching. "13 seconds. And of course, I'm sure what you're going to see in the third period is Oreo's going to probably have to
cut away.
His man loose. Yeah,
you would think.
Well, we'll see what he tries. See if he tries to break him down. And maybe go for a tilt series.
Have an injury time.
Or taking a contact out?
Yep. Lays it right on the edge of the mat. It's on the floor right now. Oh, what the heck?
Oh, nice movement by Willis. Nice speed. Oreo reaching in with the near side half. Willis pulls it off. Oh my, oh my.
In trouble.
Oh my, look at that.
That's why you don't cut him, Voch.
Yep.
There's a pin.
Oh, Oh, my.
There's his family up and cheering.
Woo-hoo, my goodness.
How about that?
432.
44-24. So it got close there for a while, and South Jersey starting to run away with it. Now we got Brian Robinson, a two-time state champion, 69 and 17 in his career for Delaware. He's out of Caesar Rodney, and Frank McGrath out of St. Augustine.
Well, you know, you could see
275 pounds.
Oreo putting that half in, John. It looked like he was waiting for Willis to make a move, and as he made a little bit of a move, Oreo made no mistake. He had that half in there and just pried his man right over.
In the Region 8, fourth in this year's state tournament. Wrestling.
So South Jersey continues its dominance in this tournament.
Two-time
Frank
Delaware
McGrath, as you mentioned, from St. Augustine Prep, heading to the Air Force Academy next year. 36 and 3 this year, 115 and 20 in his career. A two-time District 32 champion, fourth and first in the region, fourth in the state this year. Get a takedown by Robinson. He lets McGrath go and gets another takedown. Very agile for a big man.
Lets him go again, so it's now 4-2. Scoreboard has 3-2. I think it's 4-2.
It's 4-2. Two takedowns to two escapes.
It has 3-2 for McGrath. That's okay there. It's got a 4-2. I got it right. It's got it right now.
They're a little slow and putting an extra point up there.
.47 seconds left in the period. McGrath may have been shocked at the speed of Robinson and a couple of those early takedowns, folks.
Oh, he showed some great speed there, without a doubt. Be the 7th consecutive team win for Region 7 and 8. The agility and speed of Robinson quite evident.
And the period ends, 4-2 lead for Brian Robinson, the two-time state champion out of Caesar Rodney High School.
McGrath takes the bottom. See if Wills cuts him loose, John. I think he's already indicated to referee Ross Thomas that he wants the freestyle start, and he gives up the single point. Now he's leading 4-3. Eric Love, the assistant in this match, and he's staying
far away.
I just going to say, staying far away from these big guys.
That's why I got to give credit to our cameraman. He's like right on the mat.
Got a lot of
Predator, I don't know, not too bright, not too smart.
Oh my! There's another takedown by Robinson. He's very good on his feet. He's proven that with his third takedown.
6-3.
Or Mitch Miller over there on the.
That is Mitch Miller, Vogt. You got the names of the cameramen down and everything. Yeah. Let's tell them to watch out because they come flying over by him.
Not only my favorite cameraman, but my favorite conductor.
Oh yeah, 1 and a 2. Yeah.
Of course, I'm wondering if this Mitch Miller ever watched that Mitch Miller.
No, I don't think so, Vogt.
I don't think so?
No, Vogt, come on. He's not that old. I'm not that old.
Well, they show replays once in a while.
Yeah, that's gonna get a kid's interest.
Mitch Miller?
Yeah, 6'4". Whoa! Watch out. That's what I'm talking about. That's on the other side. Mitch is going flying.
All right.
1 minute left, second period, 6-4 match.
We talked about Eric. Look at Eric Love looking over here. See him comment on him not catching him. Whoa, no way am I going to catch those big guys. Six to 4 on 3 takedowns for Robinson.
McGrath might need a different approach on trying to take Robinson down. I don't know if trying to go upper body's working right now, Coach.
Upper body's not working. He's got to, he gets a single, but a little bit too late because they were on their out of bounds side. Of course, the two losses that McGrath had in the state tournament were both to the same guy, that Landolt of Holy Cross, who's a junior and will be back again.
Yeah, I would think he's got to be one of the front runners at heavyweight. I mean, a lot can happen because you don't know if the 2 15-pounders are moving up.
And, of course, his brother was a state champion and then went on to West Virginia to have quite a career as a lineman down at West Virginia.
Yeah, playing football.
Kevin Landolt. McGrath on top. Takes the near side single leg. Oh, my. Robinson tried to kick free and scoot out, but McGrath right after him. Of course, that's what happened in that overtime match that went to a sudden death, 30-second tiebreaker. The one heavyweight kept dropping down on a leg, trying to defend against Diego Crespo, the eventual state champion. And of course, the first time was a stalemate. The second time, as they're going out of bounds, the stalemate was going to be called. The wrestler was warned by the official, son, you can't keep dropping down on that single. And he did it the third time. The stall point was given, and it's a shame to lose that way, but that's what the rule indicates. Maybe they will consider the Mondelli suggestion.
I don't know. Floated out there every so often. Here's a stall.
It's all on the bottom man for when he dropped down to his belly down, and didn't make any attempt to come off his belly.
Well, we may have found the weak spot for Robinson. McGrath's got to do something with it, though.
Well, McGrath is the lighter of the two, and that's quite obvious out there. You got to keep the man off of break him down off his base. McGrath using the arm bars here. He's got to be careful how far he takes it.
$30 seconds. Potentially dangerous. 29 seconds.
Injury time called by Robinson.
Robinson 69-17, a two-time state champ. So not a whole lot of wrestling. I'm assuming just got in the last couple of years, Voch.
That's what it looks like.
86 matches.
Of course, that was his coach, Dickie Howe, that went out there, the Caesar Rodney coach.
29 seconds. Oh, McGrath want to get 2 back points and send us to overtime for our final match, a la last year, Voch.
Well, Robinson did a great job coming up to his feet there, and of course, if they had stayed in bounds, McGrath was in a position where he might have been able to turn Robinson, but there's only 18 seconds left. It's going to be a tough chore to turn this quick guy over.
Of course, last year, Floyd Evans from Concord decision, Chris Burr 1-1, and then rode him out in the tiebreaker, the overtime rideout.
Yeah, Chris Burr from Collingswood went on to Princeton University.
Yes, he did. There's the escape. 7-4 is going to be the final because there's not going to be enough time.
And Mitch Miller very agile on it. Oh, my, they came right at him.
He did get the takedown at the buzzer.
So the final is going to be 9-4.
Final on the team scoreboard, 44-27. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. And welcome back, St. Mark's High School, South Jersey, to winner 44-27 over Delaware Village. South Jersey continues its dominance, only losing 3 times since they've started wrestling.
Yes, and 17 wins in a row, and of course winning 11 out of 18 bouts. I know it was a long program with 18 matches. Delaware had some extra wrestlers this year and wanted to get them on the mat, and South Jersey wins 11 of those 18 bouts.
A lot of impressive wrestlers, but I think the Oreo match at 215 was the highlight. He's a state champion going up against a 2-time state champion. Close match, and then what he did at the end when he pinned his opponent.
Oh, yeah, he reached that half in there, and it looked like the other wrestler was a bigger wrestler, and Oreo very intelligent out in the mat. Of course, he's going on to college. It's a Northeastern, I believe, on a scholarship, and is a quarterback, and he spiraled the pass the right way in that bout.
Well, Voj, you know what? They're rolling up the mat. We're not going to hold them up. Once again, South Jersey wins it 44-27 for John Vogeding, the entire crew. We had a great year. We'll see you next season.